Hello, everybody, and welcome. We're D&D Boyband. Well, -1 at the moment. A group of friends that all like to play D&D Pretty Boys because apparently it's not fantasy unless everybody's hot. My name is Jamie, and we are on session 5 now of our new campaign. 6. Okay, I'm losing time. Joining me tonight are our band of new group of heroic adventurers. -1. Luke, unfortunately, is not very well, so we wish him the best. And Arvis will feature a bit less than you probably normally would because I cannot do the voice. So first of all, let me introduce Ben as Mercy.
Live long and prosper.
Erin as Toad.
Hello, fools.
Sai as Quan.
Hello, I'm role-playing a black square today because my PC shit the bed.
Actually, you're role playing your character art, but that's
Okay.
Actually,
actually. Okay, Blue just comes in.
suffer well, boys. Suffer well.
And last one is Esky as Pod.
Hello.
I didn't confirm if we have any announcements. I do have an announcement. First of all, thank you to everybody who has taken part in the one shot so far. They have been super fun and have added a lot of chaos and to the world. It has helped me flesh out some things. I will be stealing all of your characters for NPCs potentially. We have our final one this weekend. I say final. I was chatting to both Clued and Ben about the possibility of running more, and we will certainly be having more. On top of kind of fleshing out the world, making some things that I just want to run for fun. We're also going to be testing some new mechanics. I've posted the latest link and stuff we may incorporate into the main campaign, like VTT and some other systems. Basically, and also it's good to meet everyone in the community and introduce you to each other. So that's the main
Join
announcement.
the Discord if you want to participate in those. Everyone is very welcome. We have both us playing, our random friends playing, people from the community playing, but also totally new people playing. So it's a good way to join a D&D community where some kind of semi-regular D&D happens. And yeah, no pressure to be any kind of experienced player. It's all good. Some people are first timing.
Everyone's
Peace.
welcome.
Yeah, and we take an hour to make sure everybody's all set up. Everybody understands the rules. I'm very patient, I promise. And yeah, all skill levels. If you want to hop in and have some fun, or if you've never played before and are nervous, none of this streamed. That's my announcement. Any others? Are we all good? So,
Erin?
Erin.
There's 2 announcements and they're written in our Discord chat.
I should read the chat.
The first announcement is
Jamie should read the chat.
Jamie's gonna thank an artist who's made some artwork today.
Well, yes, it is probably going to be revealed, maybe. And a big thank you to Lefty, if you've got the Instagram, who has drawn my first BBEG, maybe, Razor for the campaign. I think we're showing up.
Do you want me to show it on the stream now, or should I?
No,
wait
that's not
until
fine.
the
She
reveal?
may or may not appear. Semi-revealed already, posted, but thank you very much. She is right there in the Discord and available on Etsy, and it's really, really cool. Thank you very much, and I hope you see it soon.
I've only seen the sketch. Oh, I'm scared.
There's
Why
a-
would we see it today specifically?
Who knows? Maybe we'll find a poster of the big bad in the fort we're about to break into.
If you want to.
Oh, it will be a
Yeah.
poster, won't
Poster,
it? That's
yeah.
a good point. Yeah. That must be it.
Also, Sai, I believe you received some artwork last week.
Yes, thank you, Jen. You are the most magnificent artist we've ever met, and we always appreciate and love you for drawing our characters, so thank you very much.
Cool. And unfortunately, Jen isn't able to join us live this week as they're off enjoying a concert. So I hope you have a great time. And
That sounds so much better than us.
but they'll he'll catch the
We
VOD,
will catch up.
so.
I'm sure he will.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. I think that's it for our announcements. Jamie, back to you.
Wonderful. Well, to get you up to speed on last week, the group, having finished their first combat, survived just about, reconvened, rested up, got given the command tent, planned out how they were going to go to Wraithwater, went on a bit of a late night walk, some of them questioned by an owl, and set off after some questioning about some people's backstories, set off to Wraithwater. Have camped a couple of miles away, and I believe, as we left the last session, have come up with a plan to infiltrate Wraithwater, where they believe all the troops who recently attacked Siltstone Haven have retreated to find out more information about Razor, to find out more information about Naliska, and continue on their mission. I've provided a bit of a map update, which I think we'll be sharing in the Discord soon, kind of so people know where key locations I've been talking about are, the route the group has taken, and the route the other party have taken. So, to phase back into the game, I believe that Toad has just shapeshifted into a cat with the intention of going off to scout. Arvis has dived off to scout. You are deciding to leave Elara behind because, perhaps correctly, you've identified her as a bit of a liability when it comes to acting and lying. And the rest of you are considering if one of you, Quan, should be a prisoner when you approach. D&D Boyband, I throw it back to you.
That's your first and last mistake.
So, my friends, are we on side with having Team Sneak, who currently is a cat, Arvis, and Mercy, stealthing in to go find all the info we want, and then Team Front Door, in which I shall present Quan as a present to Lilith's cult, and be like, hey, I'm here to join, and distract him.
I think there's no harm in doing both. One, it's obviously going to be a stealthy mission, so whoever's good at stealthy shit, and the other one's going to be heavy charisma, which is obviously fun as hell. I will happily be part of charisma way.
I believe Team Stealth has already left, and the rest of you are approaching. So obviously,
we
I'll
can
allow you a quick
first.
decider about what you're doing, but your characters are currently approaching the front towers, and we'll go to Arvis and Toad as appropriate.
So Pod was gonna look like the drow, right? Or what? How's Pod doing this?
Well, the whole point was the pod said that he's not confident that he could do the voice of whoever they are because we never actually heard what the fuck they sound like. So, I could just be a random soldier.
You could just be a prisoner as well. Either way.
Yeah, true.
Up to you, buddy.
Yeah, why not? So who's going to be the? So it's the zombie guy that we resurrected, and you will be the gods. And then we have 3 prisoners. Yeah, fair enough. Let's go.
Okay, so I guess we brazenly walk up to the front door.
So Team Sneak, Arvis is just sneaking, no extra help, right?
So.
I believe so. Yes, he is.
So cool. I'll make some rolls for
on his
Arvis.
own. You can maybe text Luke. He's sick, but maybe he'll reply.
Yep, I'll give him a quick message. Remote D&D, my favorite type of D&D.
One of those old text-based browser roleplay games I used to play.
Oh my god, yes, I love.
You just told me that I died of dysentery. I'm confused.
Roll for consumption.
Okay, so I'll say for now, Arvis is having his own special D&D session between me and Luke online, and I'll do some rolls as needed.
Spicy.
Text RP. One-on-one text RP.
Toad, cat. You sneak ahead.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Well, Jamie, I've prepared a prop for today. So I want to make it clear that I am currently a cat. So
Oh no.
I've got some little cat ears for our audio listeners. It's a little black headband with some little white fluffy ears and a pink center and a little fluffy top bit. And I'm going to wear that until I am no longer wild-shaped as a cat. So it's nice and clear.
That's very clear. I appreciate the visual aid in reminding me that you are indeed a cat.
I'm a cat.
And you could sit on
I'm
your
not
cat tree if you really want to sell it.
I do. Yeah, I've got a cat tree behind me. So if I get bored, I'll start giving a little scratch.
COVID lockdown and filters. Sorry.
Anyway, yes, I'm gonna approach the main gate actually, and I'm gonna have a little look at the guards there, and I'm just gonna, like, probably a good, like, 30 or 50 feet away, I'm just gonna kind of slink about in eye view and see, do any of them kind of react like how many cat lovers react? And are they like, oh my god, kitty cat, like, are they trying to, like, get my attention because I'm a cute little cat? I'm trying to suss out who's a cat person.
I'm gonna make you roll a performance check.
Okay, my cat performance. Let's see. Let's open up D&D Beyond. I'm not sure what my performance modifier is. Here we go. Oh gosh. Oops. 1 second. I've got everything else prepared, but not this. Sorry for the delay. Alright, here it is. My performance check is -1, so let's roll. It's 10! I'm a little cat. Meow, meow, meow.
You see them kind of that they seem to notice you. One kind of looks over and kind of like looks as if trying to go, and then remembers he kind of is on watch out, guarding, and just ignores you. The other one doesn't seem to care about you at all.
Okay, but the one that's like kind of like moving towards me, like I can tell that they're like a cat person from their reactions.
Yeah,
to
they
seeing me.
they definitely are. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna walk up to that one. And I'm gonna go rub against his legs.
Oh, look at the kitty! He's around this half orc, 6'7". It's just like starts stroking you as you kind of like purr over his bits and paw.
I'll purr and I'll rub against his leg, and then just as cats always do, leave you wanting more. I'm gonna scamper off past him through the city gates.
Okay. We'll deal with what happens when you walk through the gates in a second. And the Tarvan looks up. He sees the rest of you arriving and kind of stiffens up. And the people in the towers above, you notice kind of a couple of them take out. So this is the rest of you. You notice a couple of them kind of take out quivers, so an arrow from their quiver, and kind of not like load it slightly, but still facing downwards. As the rest of the group approach the front gates and the tower.
So a few notes on the setup of our approach. Yeah. We have our prisoners in shackles that are like dummy shackles, yeah, that they can get out of, that they've practiced should the worst occur.
Yes.
We have Zareth, I think was his name, the zombie boy, who we've done
Yes.
some prestidigitating to look on side. So he's been ordered that obviously he can't give the game away. He has to really sell that exactly what I said is true. And that once we've kind of been allowed to go about our ways as members of the cult, he is going to put himself somewhere convenient and be ready to set off a signal for the patrol party who are tailing us that Alara's going to rendezvous with to come bail us out if needed. So all of these things in place. We approach the front gate. I think Casimiras is striding along through the... Did you say there was spooky ghost mist?
Yes.
He's probably playing with it a little bit as he walks, kind of swirling it a bit around his fingers, and looks up at the gate and says, "Evening, gentlemen."
No further.
Damn, our
Looks you
buns
up and
rolled
down.
away.
Down your weapons.
Put them down.
On the floor.
Fine. I'll put my rapier on the ground.
The rest of you.
They're in shackles.
Oh, is everyone
Yes,
else in
just
shackles? Sorry.
Everyone else is in shackles.
Apart from the zombie.
And I guess, yeah, Zareth the zombie is maybe holding their weapons.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll put my rapier on the ground. Yeah, fine.
Okay, the half orc, the cat one. Walk up. Looks at Zareth. So if you're alive, kind of like nods and points to his stomach, which see the wound, it's a bit of hesitation. Bit wounded, but still alive. Well, good news, we heard you died. Who the hell is this? Turns to you.
My name's Ivor Montague. I've been contacted by Razor Jaylin to date. I seek an audience with whoever's in charge here. I want to pledge myself.
Any evidence of that claim?
Oh, well, he's gonna look to the prisoners. I've bought you some gifts as a starter, and, as to my identity, he'll flash his signet ring.
They all just shrugs. I meant about you being contacted by Razor.
Oh, fine. And I'll produce the letter?
Looks at it. Suddenly seems quite embarrassed about something. Hands it back to you. Make an insight check if you want, everybody.
Yes, please.
Yeah, why is he embarrassed? Is it
Do I make an insight check?
natural 1?
10.
I have no
yeah.
idea.
Non-nat 20.
If I'm kind of sitting
Ooh.
watching out nearby,
Yeah,
That's
you
11.
can make an insight check, yeah.
it's only.
You're actually we need to talk Aaron in a second, so that's okay.
Oh,
19.
okay.
19. Those of you over 15, those weren't the eyes of someone reading. Those are the eyes of somebody attempting to read.
Weird.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
sure
So
that's fine.
relatable. I
Um,
love this orc.
Okay, well, it's nice to see you. Wait here. I'll fetch somebody else. And your prisoners? Anyone of note?
the party the Bulwark sent to kill Razor, in fact.
Oh, I heard about that, yeah. Sure.
would
Walk
be
back
just-
inside.
I would be disguised as one of the spy ninja people.
Yeah. Toad, as you walk inside,
Oh,
you take
no.
that one step over. There is a dropping of reality spins upside down, and it looks incredibly different than the outside perception.
Oh.
There is the wall behind you exists, and that's kind of the threshold. But inside, the buildings have been pretty much removed. The trees have been chopped down. There are tents more spread out than there were, but it's not the old abandoned village. Whatever has been happening here, it's a lot more of a permanent kind of military base than what the outside shows, and clearly there is illusion magic blocking some of the view. So as you walk in, suddenly it's a very different environment. Like the water's still there, the fog's still coming off, but the layout is different than described. There are more people here than you thought. You can look around and you probably count about 50 kind of walking either between tents or makeshift structures, and also kind of, just some of them just lounging around, some of them sharpening swords, a couple of people drilling and training, as well as some larger tents in the background.
Interesting. Okay. I was a little bit worried you were going to say that I walk through the gates and there's like an anti-magic barrier that I walk through and it forces my wild shape out.
No.
That would have been so annoying. Don't take that idea though. You're banned. It's copyrighted.
Rude.
I'll sue you.
Wow.
There's a lawyer on this call.
Wow.
Anyway, yes. Okay, that's wild.
Okay. The rest of you,
That's
you
crazy.
see this. You see this walk
Thank
back
you,
in, and
Etsy.
as passes through the threshold, disappears. So you see him, like, person walks into the illusion and disappears.
Can I attempt a sleight of hand getting my rapier back and giving it to Zareth?
Yeah.
I feel like you could.
Expensive, y'all.
I feel like you don't even need to sleight of hand.
Wait,
Just
are you
like
saying
fucking pick it up.
14.
Can I not see the
14.
party when I'm in the illusion? I can't
Oh,
see
sorry.
them.
Yes, you can. Sorry, yes, you
But
can.
they
Looking
can't
out,
see
you
me.
can. They can't see you anymore
Okay,
now.
so I'm just a little black cat and I disappeared into the darkness.
As you go down to the rapier, an arrow
Oh, wait.
hits the ground directly next to it, and you look up at the watchtower.
Seriously? I'm here to join. Can I at least give it to your guard and friend?
Sorry, turns to you and says, "Can't be too careful."
I'll take it then. I'll step back and let him take it.
He picks it up. There seems to be no.
Alright, fine, good. That thing's important.
I have a quick thing to clarify before we go much further. We discussed this, I believe, on Friday, so between sessions, but we didn't clarify at the beginning of this session. I think that we asked Alara to go meet up with the contingency
yes.
squad who are tailing us. So Alara is not with us. And also, Toad would have given Alara Charlie before he wild shaped as well, so Charlie is safe with Alara. So.
Okay. Good stuff. Laura, you see the half orc walk, and he kind of like goes straight through the camp so determinedly towards the largest tent at the back center. Could you make a perception check actually for me, Toad, as you look around?
Ooh, a perception check. That is a natural 20. Let's go.
Okay. Looking around, you see various people in states of training. It's quite a diverse camp. There aren't children. This is clearly a military camp, or approximation of a bandit camp, but one that seems quite well organized. You look around. You see what was vaguely described by Sarath, but is a little bit different. There is an arena combat. There are there are certain alchemist tents. There are blacksmiths. You imagine where he's just gone is the command tent. There are mess tents, kind of the docks, armories, stables. There are the beasts. You see the chimeras off in the distance. I did say chimera last time, didn't I? Chimera and horses.
Yeah.
Something jumps out to you as slightly odd. Around the command tent, you see the owl that you saw floating the other night, circling it. Secondly, there is a large bulge in the tent, which, with that natural 20, there is a figure, somewhere between 15, 20 foot tall, standing up in that tent.
So it's like a head bulge, like coming out the top of the tent?
Yeah.
Yo, is that like an ogre or something?
Giant, maybe. The tent is tented. It's pitching.
It's actually a giant lying down.
Hey.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
The rest of you standing outside, you are not within earshot of anybody, but that is what you see, Toad. Again, you could probably go attempt to find stuff out about various stuff. Be it any of the tents you want to look into, kind of listen to any of the conversations going on. Just let me know what you're planning to do.
Okay, cool. That map you showed me earlier, if we could potentially label which tents we've identified as being blacksmith, alchemist, something, if that's possible.
That's not currently where you are.
Oh, that's not where we are. Okay, that's fine then. No spoilers. Sorry, so can you just go through one more time the names of the tents that I can identify?
Yeah,
so
alchemist,
you've got beast tent.
You've got kind of the main tent. You've got the command tent, which you assume. You've got the stables and beast pens. You've got the armory. You've got the mess. There are docks, but they're not really used. The watchtowers behind you. There seems to be some alchemical healer tent. There are a set of prisoners cages, you assume, with no one in them at the moment. There's a training ground and there's a set of supplies. If I roll, see how Arvis is doing. So with a natural 20. You notice that Arvis is in the supply storage.
Interesting. Okay, supply storage.
Does the layout and stuff marry up to what Zarath told us this was like?
No.
Oh, really?
Okay. And sorry, one more thing to clarify. You said there's docks here? Like
Oh yeah, because you're on a lake. So
Oh.
as in just like there's a jetty and a couple of boats that seem to not get a lot of regular use.
Okay, but like a lake, so it's like pleasure boats rather than like, traveling places boats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Warships.
Cool. For
It's
the
like a
benefit of the stream, I'm gonna put a map on now that shows the Stormlands. The blue line shows the route that we have traveled. So we went through the passageway through Siltstone Haven, and then now we're at Wraithwater. And our rival team have followed the red line. They embarked into Frostbite Lake, and then have landed in Reedholm. So yeah, you can see those little lakes that are next to Wraithwater on that map there.
Sucks to suck at route planning. Too bad, enemy party.
Yeah, we won the route plan. Cool. All right, that's interesting. Okay, so dogs. I think I have an idea of where I might want to go, but I don't know if you want to pass to me.
It's okay. I'll say whatever you're doing. you've noticed him walk into the tent. The orc has now turned round after speaking to someone inside and is on their way back. So when you decide to go somewhere, we'll phase back to the other party, the rest of the party, and then
Okay.
see what happens.
Cool.
So if you let me know where you would like to go.
Oh, so okay. I have one more thing to quickly clarify. When I am in wild shape, can I still use some of my racial abilities that we have discussed?
No.
No. Okay.
No, you keep mental characteristics, not physical, including
Okay.
like a dragonborn couldn't breathe fire, for example.
Okay.
Watch
That
it.
makes sense. Okay, cool. So, in that case, where will I go? I think I will. You said that the prisoners are empty, so I might go to the. I might go to the mess. That's where I'll go.
Okay, sure. We're gonna do that. The rest of you, the orc, the half orc, has come back out. Says, "Yeah, fine. Come in." Kind of turns around and ushers for Casimir and Zareth to follow.
What about the prisoners? Where do they go?
Follow too.
No, as in, like, I'm asking Jamie, do the prisoners stay outside, or?
No, they've been ushered in as well.
Okay, alright, cool.
So as you're all walking, you all now get this illusion effect, and the whole camp, you kind of get the sense that everybody stops what they're doing and looks at the new arrivals.
Okay.
You can all roll perception checks to see if you notice the same thing that Toad did. Or would you all be looking for anything specifically?
I would want to see, like, what looks like the command tower. Like, where do I think the info is? 16 total.
16 total. Anyone else rolling?
I would like to memorize some faces, James.
Absolutely. Memorize some faces. Anyone else? No. Cool.
I mean, I rolled, but it was a 5, so I guess Quan is keeping his head firmly down, eyes to the ground, trying not to make eye contact, knowing that he probably won't be able to lie for shit.
Yes, playing the prisoner. Playing the prisoner. They all kind of grunts, and a couple of people join the back of the queue and give Quan a hard shove in the back, kind of pushing you along in chains.
Very nice.
Say nothing.
You are taken over. He goes, you've taken over to the command tent, but veered almost to the left. Like Casimir, you absolutely identify this large structure in the center and also the tent separate second step to it as most likely the barracks. Whoever is in charge would be here. It's the most ostentatious. And several other, and there's a slightly smaller one next to it that you imagine might be another thing, but there are 3 tents that you identify. Possibly the barracks, probably the command center. One too close, and nobody else is around it. So it's a little unsure to you. The rest of them, people have kind of come in and out or seem to be there. You, however, are all taken over to the cages. And kind of, somebody, kind of scurries over and one pod, you're pushed in.
Good. So
Yeah.
describe what's happening right now in terms of how many people are being escorted by, how much attention are they paying?
So you are currently, I'd say you're being escorted by 2 people. However, the camp around you, everyone kind of stared at you when we walked in. A couple of people have gone back, but the couple that's like clearly talking about you. And as you walk around, people are kind of eyes are on you as you're walking through.
Oh, okay.
There's kind of a low murmur of chatter, and you're probably the main topic of conversation. As I said, there's about 50 people milling around
you
this
would
area.
guess that if you're an intelligent person, that going invisible at this point in time would probably be noticed.
Yes, immediately. Pod and Quan are pushed into cages if there's no
How tall is
change.
the cage?
About 6 foot.
Alright, Pod bumps his head and it looks a bit weird.
Jennifer, you're not in illusion right now, are you?
No, he is. He would have
He
gone
is.
back into it for this. Just with the like generic human.
Okay, do you attempt to push yourself in? Could you make us sleight of hand check
Okay.
to not immediately have everybody notice?
That I am in disguise. It's 11.
Okay, I'm gonna roll. Okay, I rolled a 2, so you kind of, they don't really notice as you kind of put your hand on it, almost to resist, and you kind of slap your hand, and the bang is not noticed as you're kind of put inside the
It's
cages.
kind of a, like kind of gong sound. He's like,
Yeah. And both of you put the cages behind you, and they are slammed shut. Locked. Toad, you see this happen as you're walking.
He was just caught mid selfie there.
Yeah, I know.
No, nothing happened. I'm trying to
I'm a
post
cat.
I'm a cat. So I don't do anything. I don't go to the prisoner tents because I'm a cat. So what can I do about that? I'm going to the mess tent where I've got a plan. I've got a devious
You walk in the
plan.
tent. There's several people who seem to be eating, conversing. Most of them human. Most of them somewhere between like 18 and 30. What is your plan?
So I'm going to be the health inspector, and I'm going to go to the kitchens, and I'm going to go check to see how clean everything is, and more specifically, I'm going to look to see under some dark, dank surfaces. Is there any mold growing here in this kitchen that maybe
Yeah, everywhere. Like you walk in, and it's
Amazing.
basically just like a large pot on a stick, like over a fire that stuff seems to just been showed. The counters clearly very rarely get cleaned, like kind of, just like wooden makeshift structures that have barely been looked at. The instruments are fairly dirty. The ladles are dirty. The plates are dirty. The kind of fog flowing over from the river has given it kind of a vague damp smell everywhere. The wood here is rotting.
This is ideal. Lovely. Okay. Is there currently a chef on guard in the kitchen?
You get the sense there probably isn't like an assigned chef. It's just they've got a bunch of stuff, chucked it in a pot, and it's boiling, and people come and get ladles.
This is what I like to hear, Jamie. I am going to, in my little cat form, go find the nastiest, blackest moles that looks like it could easily just like make you come down with the worst vomiting fever ever. It would instantly kill your liver. I'm gonna go find it. I'm gonna go scoop it up on my little paw, which I've seen my cats do, so I know that cats can do this. And hopping over on 3 legs while holding this mold on my spare paw. I'm gonna go dump
drop it in
into their pot.
I'm just gonna ask for just a D20 roll.
Okay. Oh no. Can I have advantage because I'm so cute?
No?
He's wearing cat ears.
I'm wearing cat ears, Jamie. I brought a prop today.
Isn't it your birthday this month? Don't you get enough?
Oh, well, no, it's next month. It's November 1st.
Oh yeah, true. What did you roll?
I rolled a 2.
A 2. Cat paws are really difficult, and you definitely get some of the mold in there.
Okay.
Could you roll a dexterity saving throw for me?
Oh no. But I want to clarify. I would only get sick if I put the mold in my mouth, which is why I said
That's
it was in
fine.
my paw.
You might fall in the pot if you roll poorly on this one.
Okay, dexterity saving throw. I've got a +2 to those. Okay. It's a 9 + 2, so an 11.
That's fine. You don't fall in the pot. This is not the most elegant 3-legged cat anyone has ever seen. I'll perhaps see how that rolls in a second. So to get established with the party is Arvis is unknown to all of you. Mercy is the drow.
Well, okay, so I think I would have been the drow with sneak crew, but I think you mentioned that I was with the gate crew. So if I was with the gate crew, then I would have been someone else who wasn't obviously not the drow, basically.
So are you pretending to be a prisoner or not?
No.
Okay, cool. So I will say, Quan, and Pod, you guys are currently in cages. You look out and you can see kind of the hustle and bustle of a military camp. This doesn't look. You don't see people like murdering puppies. You don't like look around. People are bored. People are lounging. People are kind of shining their weapons, training. There's nothing. Sure, it's looks a bit more ragtag than where you've just come from, but nothing jumps out to you as, oh my god, like this is the most evil place I've ever been. But you are in cages, which is a very different reception than you got in the other one. Casimir and Mercy, your respective forms. You are taken through to then left behind. You kind of look around and you see kind of, you know, Quan and Pod in their cages, and instead brought through to the smaller tent next to the large one. And inside there is a tool that you kind of walk in. There's various papers spread out in front of a desk. A picture of a woman that Casimir, you probably recognize as Lilith on the wall, on the kind of attached to a post. Mercy recognize it immediately as well. Various kind of hourglasses, as well as stuff scattered throughout the desk. Ports, you can see maps that kind of been poured over the Stormlands, and a man kind of slightly hidden behind the shadows. Tall, broad shoulders. You see kind of his arms on the thing, very crisscross with scars. As he stands up, there's like very black hair. You can see him kind of like almost like playing with a set of like iron balls in his hand, kind of swinging them around.
He's playing with his balls, Jamie.
He's playing with his
There's
balls,
a
yeah.
tall, muscular man playing with his balls.
Playing with his balls.
Good for him.
Go off, dude.
The guy kind of bowed and said, Captain Stoneclaw, somebody's come with prisoners and to pledge themselves. I think I couldn't read. Took a couple of steps backwards. And he kind of sidles round. He's very much like, seems to be a veteran of about 30, 40 years, and kind of puts his hands on his desk, kind of leans backwards and approaches both of you, and easy confidence is how I describe his current attitude. Welcome, I suppose, to Wraithwater.
What a
I
welcome.
have the
it's been.
pleasure of addressing
Ivor Montague.
Ivor Montague, and turning to Mercy.
Right, I'm with him.
Yeah.
Oh God. I don't know who.
Wasn't Ben's intention to have
If you wanna
Mercy
go
go in
sneak,
separately?
that's fine.
Blend in
That's
with
fine.
the crowd.
That's fine. Ben, if you want to go blend in with the crowd as the drow, that's fine. You would not have been questioned. In fact, most people are giving you a wide berth of respect/fear. In which case, we will deal with you, Ben. Ben, what are you
Right.
doing? Casimir, you can ponder your answers to questions that I'm sure to come.
Could I make some sort of roll to try and intuit where my tent quarters resident, where I would go?
Yeah.
Perhaps where some of the other officers go.
Yeah.
What would that be?
I will say make an investigation roll.
Okay, investigation. I don't know if I want to. Let me see. Can you remind me of the day this is? Is this the 18th, the 24th of Cerulean?
I think so, yes, based on your sheet.
We arrived on the evening of the 23rd, so this is now the 24th?
Yes.
Okay, then I will use my 18. I would like to do well at this,
18.
and I have a 0 modifier.
Okay. Given the birth you're given by everybody, you imagine that you aren't, whoever you were, you're not part of the, you're known, but you're not part of the rabble. You certainly aren't part of the main mess. You look around, obviously you're not part of the stables, part of the Puffy tent. There are a few semi-constructed, half-constructed buildings that seem nicer than the others. You've obviously got structured around kind of the main thing, and you see Casimir being led into one of the tents, along with the prisoners on the outside. You imagine it's probably not that one. The large one in the center, probably not as well. But there are a couple of structures on the outside that no one seems to be going near, that you can intuit either they're important, or their supplies or that's where only a few people are allowed to stay.
Yep, I'll head for those places.
Cool. There are two of them, two kind of hollowed out old Wraithwater Village buildings that have clearly been hidden behind an illusion. That you guys have semi been rebuilt. What are you looking for in them, or what are you hoping to find? Just see what happens when you walk in.
Yeah, I'm just gonna see what happens when I go to them.
Sure. You walk into one, and there are two or three. This is like sleeping quarters. There are three bunk beds kind of lined up. There is a set of papers on the table that seems to be off to the side. It is completely empty, as is now. And there is a set of armor similar to the one you were wearing, and also a set of swords similar to the ones that you had kind of held up. You get the sense that probably 2 or 3 other people live in here, as well as some kind of trunks that may or may not each of the beds. It's a single room.
Single room, multiple beds though, and multiple trunks.
Multiple trunks, and like 2 desks with kind of papers strewn out across them.
Okay, I will quickly scoop up all the papers.
Yeah.
And just put them in a pocket. Check each of the trunks to see if any are not locked, if any will just open.
One's locked, 2 are not.
Okay.
Do you do anything with the locked one or not?
No.
Okay. The 2 unlocked ones contain a couple of changes of clothes, several scrumpled up pieces of paper, a bit of food and dried rations, and a couple of things wrapped up in clothing that when you come to the table, a couple of rings drop out and fall. You look at them, they hum ever so slightly.
Okay, I will pocket the rings, pocket the pieces of scrunched up paper as well, and I will tear up like one bit of clothing to do a makeshift bandage, and then like wrap it round myself. Probably quite a lot to make it look like that I've been quite badly injured and I'm recovering. And if that doesn't take too long, then I'll head out of that tent and then out of that sort of makeshift house, and then go to and see what the next one is.
Sure. There is, as you kind of approach the door, you hear hushed voices in this next one.
Can I try and overhear quietly without alerting them?
Yeah, make a stealth roll for me. Stealth roll followed by a perception roll.
Yeah, there we are. Come on, don't do me. 22
22.
for the stealth, and then the perception is, don't do me, not bad, 15.
15. Do you speak Sylvan?
Maybe, I think I speak Elvish, and then I think there was a question about which languages I would know, but no, I think not on D&D Beyond character sheet.
Okay, I will say if you speak Elvish, that's fine. You hear hushed conversations. You get the gist of it. Gist of it is, one person seems fairly insistent that more needs to be done to stop the bulwark and push them back. The other person is that they are lacking supplies and resources, and they wish they could help more, but without further assistance or more overt support, what they've done is impossible. And with your roll, you see as the door slams open and a rather better dressed and better presented elf walks out the door and kind of walks away from it. They kind of, it gets quite heated at the end.
Okay.
We will switch back, as you perhaps see what happens there. We switch back to people in cages.
Cool.
Are you guys attempting anything, or are you playing the roles of roles of subdued prisoners?
Is there anyone like around? Is there?
Yeah, you
anyone
gathered a small crowd. Like, clearly you're of the main interest, and if you Casimir maybe left off, you know that Mercy has kind of been doing all this thing, and you can't see Arvis and you can't see Toad, but you guys have attracted a small crowd of onlookers who are kind of looking at you from afar.
At no point does Pod look particularly like he's got a very cheery demeanor. He looks kind of pleased, and he's just kind of like making conversation with the person closest to him. Like he doesn't come across as if he's worried or threatened in the slightest.
Okay, and Quan?
I mean, Kwan is keeping quiet for now until, like, I guess spoken to. I think moving around and like banging maybe on the cage a little bit to like draw enough attention, because I feel like I suppose the more attention they've got towards Pod and Quan, he kind of gathers the better in this situation. So
Fair enough. We'll quickly switch back to Mercy because this may interrupt what's about to happen. Mercy,
Sure.
striding outside of the door, with your stealth roll, you're hidden, doesn't see you. The other person having the conversation, you don't know which was which at this point. Both male. The kind of elf walked off, is a half elf, fairly immaculately dressed, very manicured, very well taken care of, beard very, however, still looking quite gaunt and slender, eyes kind of dart about, looking quite intelligent, hair kind of pulled back, male. Doesn't look like a fighter. The first person other than the elf walking off to the distance. So the elf walking in the distance still was quite in front, but it looks, I say weedy is the best way to describe this. Looks around, sighs, and begins walking over to the cages.
Can I? So as both leave, can I do if I have enough time, can I do a one action weave read? I just want to know if these guys are,
Sure, go for it.
if these guys are weavers themselves, because they're speaking like they make decisions. So I think, what is my wisdom score? It's +2. Okay, so I need an 18 or higher to hit these in an action. And I will roll with some real dice. Now that's a natural 18. And that is off the table. And that is a 5. So I guess get the first one and not the second.
Okay, so who's the first one? The elf.
The well-dressed one?
Yeah, the elf walking off. Yeah. Go for it. What's the percentage roll?
The percentage roll is 90.
This is someone of some importance. You look at the weave, you see the strings attached. It's not directly attached to many people here. You get the sense that this person has very little influence over the events of here, but the strings attach far off. And this person has a destiny. They are not an aberrant. They are not a weaver, but they are somebody whose decisions in life will affect many of those around them.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're just an important person, and I'm sure I've seen important people before. Okay, having seen that, I think I'm not too worried, because I think Mercy would be a little arrogantly discount mortal people who, even if they're important, a bit, because they're yeah. So I think
try to dart into the building as they both leave.
I am.
Cool. In which case, we'll do that for a second. So to set it up right now, we have Casimir talking to somebody in a tent, Captain Stonebridge, Homeclaw, who we'll talk to in a second. This person is walking over quite intently towards the prison cages. Toad is trying to poison the camp. Toad, you've put in what you imagine would be a decent amount of what you've done. It's taken a long time. What would be your next mission?
Do I feel like that if I tried it once more, maybe with a slightly higher DC, I could attempt to re-poison the soup better?
If you're not happy, you can try, but the DC will be significantly higher.
I'm not happy. I feel like a big chunk of mold fell off my paw on the way to the pot, and I'd like to try one more time.
Sure.
Okay.
Significantly higher DC.
All right. Don't fuck me, dice. Come on. I made you with mushrooms inside. Okay. What is this? Is this a dexterity check or a performance check?
It's just a straight D20.
Straight D20? It's a 12.
Okay. The higher DC You're still not super happy with the results. You have taken a long time to do this.
God damn it. Okay.
It's almost like cats aren't natural poisoners.
Oh, I don't want to drop my wild shape for him. I want to make use of it. Okay. All right. After this second failed attempt, I'm gonna be like, right, these paws are not making my life very easy. So, I might leave the mess tent. And
I will. They will have to roll. The camp will have to roll for a poison check, and it will be lower
Okay.
than the DC otherwise, but they will still need to roll it.
Okay.
You
okay.
roll, and I will say you come out, and you can now look around, and you know everyone's surrounded. You give it a quick scan. You still currently cannot see Arith, but you see Mercy duck into one of these buildings. You see Casimir walk into one of the tent next to the command tent, and you see Pod and Quan off in the cells right now.
Okay. And I can see that there's a bit of an audience around the prisoner cells. I might go to the prisoner tent actually.
Okay.
And I'm gonna saunter in. I'm gonna slink in like a little cute cat, and I'm gonna go and see if I can get anyone's attention. See if I can distract some of the people watching the prisoners.
That's okay. We'll say that Quan and Pod, you both notice the cat because it's one of the things you're on the lookout for. You'd see it and you know this is Toad. People around it do seem. I'd say you distract a decent amount.
Yeah, cat people.
If you want to achieve something separately, we'll do that in a second. We will go back to Casimir.
Cool.
Oh boy.
Standing with Captain Stoneclaw. So, what have I been brought? Who are you? Ivor Montague. Who's that? A name I should know.
No one particularly important beyond the fact that Razor Jaylin sent me a letter not long ago suggesting I present myself to you and yours to consider that the game board is vast, not all players have revealed their hands, and sometimes aligning with an unexpected ally can tilt the odds in my favor, in her words. So here I am.
Doesn't sound like the Razor I know, but sure. I'll assume that's true. What do you want?
I want to learn more. I want to know more about Lilith, who guides all who seek the truth. I want to know why you're pushing back so hard against the bulwark. And I want to see how I can help.
Big questions. And yet, I understood you had a letter, if I may.
You most certainly may. I will, of course, make the point that this was supposed to guide us to an ambush in which we were bombed, but I'll overlook the first one. The first one is free, shall we say. And we'll pass the letter over.
I love him.
The first bombing is free?
He laughs. That does sound a lot more like the person who wrote this letter. I'm gonna be clear with you. Some people in this camp are devotees of Lilith. Others, freedom fighters, I suppose. Others, misguided. Some simply looking for the next scrap of fight. And yet, I'm struggling to put you in any one of these camps. Don't seem like someone devoted to a god. Don't look like you're just looking for a fight.
You'd be surprised.
You look like you're running.
Isn't everyone in this world somewhat running towards or from something? Look, to be cryptic about it, I imagine most people in this camp are running from or towards something, some at differing paces. I want to hear what this is about. I want to know more about why the missing god-ascendant archmage is a portrait in your camp in the middle of the Stormlands. You clearly found her, and as an arcanist, that excites me. Now, I've brought you a paladin and a man who talks too much as a show of good faith. But, wounded as they were from the ambush laid for us by your shadow soldier, and I'm sure the shock of it all must have been quite a lot for them to bear, give them time, they may well come round themselves. They may find the same curiosity as I do. That's why they're alive, not dead. Potential converts, as it were.
You're running. And you like to talk. You seem like somebody who thinks they have a great deal of control over the life they lead. I'm correct. Or am I wrong? Or would like a great deal of control over the life they lead.
I'll refrain from comment, but go on. You clear like you're going somewhere with this.
I am. There are many people who believe that because this world we live in has so clearly been created, has so clearly existed at the will of gods, that we are nothing but their servants. We are nothing but their playthings and their desires. Even if people don't live their lives that way, it's a spectre, a shadow hanging over all of us. I hate the idea that I'm not in control. Tomorrow is not mine, but predicted, fated.
Shame you weren't born an aberrant.
An interesting word for an outsider to use.
I read it in a scroll once. I found it interesting. Thoughts from the weavers from some other sect of something on fates and other such mumbo
Yes,
jumbo.
fates and forces. Lilith is nothing more than freedom. The freedom to make the choices you want. The freedom from the plan.
So you're here to be free from being the gods' playthings. Well, you're not alone in not wanting to be a cog in someone else's intelligent design. I can get behind that. I do have to ask, how? Are we not just in a tent in the middle of nowhere complaining about what is ultimately the structure of the world? Or are you telling me you, Lilith, Razor, can really do something about it?
I believe they can. But I choose to serve them. As apparently you do, but what do you want to be free from?
Fear. It's fear I want to be free from. That a good enough answer for you?
No.
Oh, really? It's so mysterious.
No. It's cryptic. It's not a lie. But it's not the future you worry about. Sorry, to be clear, you're not scared of fear itself. There's something that worries you. Something, perhaps, fated, that you would rather avoid. Or at least that's what all true devotees of Lilith adhere to. So what is it?
Strangely, no, there's nothing I have to avoid. I'm in a rather happy position where I don't actually need to worry about that at all. What I'm afraid of, what I'm running from is, shall we say, ghosts that nip at my heels. That's why I'm here in the first place, but I found something more interesting than running, I think, here. And I find it very boring having to watch my back and look over my shoulder.
Cut away for a second. The rest of you, Pod and One, you are approached. You are approached, as you see, kind of making his way through the crowd. The same man that Mercy saw, leaving you. A half elf, again, fairly sallow and gaunt compared to everybody else here. Looks to be middle to late aged. Steps forward. A couple of steps back, please. Wait. Kind of a couple of people immediately, like, upon notice him, take a couple of steps back. Soft-spoken as that is, commanding some respect. Looks up to you, Quan and Pod. Turns to Pod. You see there's like a flash in his eyes and his hand. Pod's illusion drops.
He looks a little surprised immediately, but then kind of just doesn't seem too like shook. Let's say.
Wait, have I seen Pod's true form before?
Yeah, you all have
Yeah.
Okay.
Sai,
at this point.
Quan,
Yes.
saving throw.
Uh-oh.
I was wondering if this was he.
Oh no.
Wait, is this Nalisker?
That description matches the dream.
Uh-oh.
Alright, give me 1 second. I just need to double check my whiz modifier.
Oh no.
Go
What
off.
could go wrong?
King.
Okay.
Was it good?
That's a 7.
You stare at this man, and a feeling of utter helplessness washes over you as you're no longer in a cage. You're standing on top of a mountain. There's sounds of battle in the backgrounds, and you look down, and this man is dead at your feet.
The guy that
And-
just came up to me.
Yeah, and Pod, you see as Quan just passes out next to you.
Oh my god.
I said we needed to check if he had a brain tumor.
This guy. Oh my god.
He's not
He
well, boy.
he does that sometimes. I wouldn't worry. He'll be back up soon.
Juan, as you look up, there are two figures who seem to lean over you. One bathed in black light, sorry, in like sunlight. The other bathed in green, and both seem to
Okay.
offer you a hand up. Which
So
one do
we
you take?
have a goodie and a baddie, then. Does the green happen to be a spooky necromancer looking green, like
you can
our
take
one
No.
friend Casimir?
If it's
No.
Casimir coloured, you should take it, I think.
No, it's the figure looks like they're wearing spiked armor.
Well, I'm absolutely gonna take the sunlit figure's hand instead of the fucking spiky, spooky green.
Spiky, spooky
He
man.
sounds nice, man. I would.
Shut up.
As
This
you
ain't
take
your
the,
dream.
as you take the hand, you pull it up, and you feel warmth. Same warmth you feel when you think or feel about Pella. And it, given how far you are away, how not disconnected, but that bond has felt different for the past couple of weeks. It brings you joy for a second until you notice the figure flickers and dims, and the act of pulling you out of this seems to weaken them until you snap back to where you are.
Oh, fuck's sake.
And you stare and you look dead in the face of the person who 3 seconds ago was lying dead at your feet. And given the time, quick break. And we're
No,
back in 10
can we
minutes.
play for 10 minutes? Because I literally just ordered food. But... no, my timing was so off.
No, we're taking a break.
Are we taking a
He
break?
really needs to piss.
We'll take a break, but we'll give Clue an extra 5 minutes for food.
Okay,
No,
so
because it's not going to get for 20.
Okay, well that's why it doesn't even
okay, so
Okay.
10-minute break?
10-minute break, back at 9 or
Right.
13.
God damn.
So,
We're back for
Just-
real now.
Hello. yeah, we're
Now
back for
we're
real.
back.
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Welcome back. We're D&D Boyband. Thank you for joining us after the break. The group, in a slightly perilous and separated position, spread throughout the enemy's bandit camp. We have Massey, disguised as a drow they have killed, investigating documents. We have Casimir talking to the captain of the camp. We have Pod and Quan in cages, about to be addressed by somebody. And we have Toad as a cat, watching all of this in the crowd. And Arvis is somewhere. Toad. As this figure approaches, stands before, seemingly ready to address the two people in cages, and take a step back, you notice Quan pass out. Is there anything you would be doing at the moment?
Wait, did you speak to me?
Yeah, Toad, you're the cat. You've seen Quan pass out. What are you doing?
I was trying to get the attention of people in the prison camp because it seems like lots of people were like gawking at Pod.
They were.
And Quan. So
They've taken a couple of steps back, and ever since this figure has appeared and is now beginning to address them, everyone seems quite transfixed on what is about to happen, and that you've been a little bit ignored. Like you were being stroked and paid attention to, and now you're kind of like meowing around ankles, and people are kind of focused on something else.
Yeah, my plan was to try to distract people and lead them out of the tent with my cute cat-like charms, but if they are not following me because they're distracted by what's going on, I'm quite limited in what I can do as a cat, and I don't want to drop my wild shape at this point. So,
yeah.
Sadly, I think I might have to leave is the best tactical decision for me to do.
Okay.
I might go over to the beast tent to go check out what kind of creatures they have in cages there.
Okay, we'll come back to it in a second. As you leave, you begin to hear some conversation behind you. Go on. But looking over, there are a couple of people straight around, and they have burn marks from flame, but also seem like acid burns. A couple of them are missing limbs. You get the sense that this isn't the safest job in this camp. There's like several horses, 5 or 6, kind of that look quite well taken care of, and then there are some more sealed up with iron cages that as you kind of approach, you can hear what seems to be the kind of low growl of quite a large feline creature. You see a spout of fire come out of this as well, and occasional like poison dart hit on the other side.
Okay, and is that a chimera?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it's just horses and chimeras in this.
There's 2 chimeras, you reckon, from the setup. 4 or 5 horses.
4 or 5 horses. Okay. Right, and that's it for animals.
That's it for like penned animals. There are, rats and birds circling above, and maybe other creatures if you wanted to look for them.
Okay. Right. I think finally I am, after scoping the lay of the land in this place, I'm going to make my way over to the alchemist/healer tent as my last stop.
Sure. We'll go back to the others.
Cool.
As you approach them. Quan, you come too. Standing over you, it's still behind bars, is this person who's triggered this reaction.
Yep.
Was you?
Overwhelmed, are we?
What kind of like sense do I get from this person? Like my spooky feelings aside, from having seen this person dead, like are they calm? Do they seem like, do they have malicious intent towards the people in the cages?
Yeah, make an insight check.
Okay. That is. Oh my god, what are my rolls today? It's a 4, 3 + 1.
No malicious intent detected. Scans you with very appraising eyes. Get the sense that there's a lot more going on behind those eyes than perhaps you at this moment can interpret.
Wait, sorry, can you describe what this person looks like just quickly again?
So, seems to be a middle to late aged elf, half elf, wearing.
This is the fancy elf, right?
No. The fancy elf's gone. The one wearing like exuberant clothing. They've left. This is the slightly gaunt, sallow, pale skin.
Right.
Very well manicured, very well looked after, but again, not particularly healthy looking. And half elf left. Clothes are much cleaner, much nicer, much better cut, formal-ish, but not extravagant wearing clothes.
Okay. Well, like, Quan is gonna make eye contact and look at this person, but he's not gonna say anything.
Your lives will be much more comfortable if you answer my questions. Who are you?
Well, surely you know that. My name is Quan, and I was hired by the... Remind me what they're called?
The bulwark.
Yeah. To find Razor.
Looks a bit. You get the sense that an actual truthful answer is a little bit confusing to him. And you? Comes to Pod.
I'm Pod. He says, giving no indication that he's, expecting that he needs to answer more than that.
Curious. Normally this goes a bit differently. Okay. So you've been captured. Now our
He
prisoners.
looks a little confused to that moment. He's like, oh, yes, of course we have been captured, yes.
And what do you suppose we're going to do with you? What do you think I should do
Uh,
with you?
I mean, what do I think? In what context? Like, what do I
Well,
think
your
you should be doing?
enemies designed to you've been hired to kill my leader. I should execute you on the spot, correct?
I guess I hadn't considered that. I mean, that would be the sensible thing to do, I guess. But
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
obviously,
Take
I'm
your
not
heads,
going to-
mount them back to Fort Valor.
I'm
to
not
slay
going
them
to
on
recommend
spikes
that
as
you
our
do that.
victory. I thought you might.
To be frank, I don't really see what good that will do anyone. I mean, thanks to our friend, Casimir, who has betrayed us. It's
Casimir.
not like... Oh, fuck.
Ah!
Make that mistake.
Not Ivar Montague. Interesting.
Wait,
was
is that a
curious.
size
Well, they
slip
don't-
up or is that a Quan slip up?
I
suppose.
mean, that's a size slip up, but I don't know. I don't know whether Quan would be aware that Casimir is still using Ivor amongst, like,
Well,
other
Quan,
people.
Quan was in the cage right next to Casimir when Casimir was introducing himself at the front gate, saying, "I'm Ivor Montague. Here's my ring, proving I'm Ivor Montague."
Okay, well,
So,
that's.
You would have
maybe
heard that
fair
within
enough.
the last like half hour,
That's
but
how smart you're.
I don't know
Yeah.
what. Why don't you just roll? Take whatever check you want. See if Quan. Make a deception check.
Leave
To
it.
see if
Okay.
you say Casimir or Ivar Montague.
Oh god.
While I was away getting my food, did you just out me?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Like 100%.
DC 14.
That's my bad. Oh, I rolled.
Oh yes!
Wait, what
Roll
did
a
you
what?
roll?
14.
14.
Wow, that's
baby!
14. Okay. We'll allow that the sands of time will rewind a second. Fate will have another day, and you have said Ivor.
Phew.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's been a lot more time IRL than in game, so me remembering who Ivor Montague is.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, he says, yes, betrayed by Ivor Montague. And it's not
Oh.
like we
And-
have much power here without the rest of our team.
Yes, where are the rest of them?
Well, surely you'd know. I feel like I'm gonna have to roll a deception check for this because I don't know. I really don't know how well Quan would, or easily Quan would lie in this situation. But I mean, they were killed in the battle.
Killed in the battle.
You could say, okay, just to not to give you a moment to reckon, you could say God knows, because that's not a lie.
Mm.
You could be getting completely literal.
Yes. So Ilara, the mushroom druid, whoever they were, and the rat,
Oh,
dead?
well, I have to be honest, I don't know where the rat is. He was
Probably
never
best.
quite one of
Yeah, he could be
one of
anywhere.
us. Alara, though, I don't believe she's dead. She must have
Oh.
made an escape, but she wasn't in the battle, so.
Made an escape to the camp less than 10 meters away. Or which battle are you referring to?
The one where friends.
Now I am also confused. I'm not gonna lie. I
Looks
don't know.
upon. Normally, this
I'm-
is the point where you're both lying, and I separate you, and I check that your lies collaborate.
Oh, that sounds quite fun.
Do you want?
Maybe we
do you want some
that.
time? Do you want me to step away? You can get your story straight. You could. This is rather boring.
Does it matter? Does it really matter? They're not here, so.
I mean, if you're bored, I do have card games. They're much more entertaining than interrogation.
Card games are boring too. I always win.
That sounds like a challenge if you ask me.
Are you
don't
both
play
aware
games, but now I do.
who Ivor Montague is?
Well, he looks like kind of like an elf, but also a tiefling a little bit. Quite
Incorrect. But are you aware who Ivor Montague is?
I mean, he's like the guy that's in the tent over there.
Turns to
Kind of
Quan.
gestures towards the tent.
Well, I don't know.
Where
who
are
he
you
is.
from?
What do you mean? What does he mean? Where am I from?
Where are you from?
A little village called Thugalum. You probably haven't heard of it. Not many people have.
No, I haven't. But paint me a picture.
Well, it's
Which preserve?
I actually can't remember which preserve it is.
It's the
which
preserve of the Cradle of Earth, Cradle of Eternity.
It's Cradle of Eternity. Kind
Geb's
of a bit
preserve.
in the corner. It's Gibbs Preserve. Yeah, there you go.
On the
It's
other
in
side,
the corner,
yes.
and yeah, it's kind of hidden away a bit, so not many people know about it. It's quite a small village.
So not Sakuma. That makes sense. And you?
No, I've
You're
never
not
been to
Sakuma.
Sekima.
No, you're not from Sakuma either, are you? This is Quan.
No, I am
Not.
not.
Good. Why are you here, both of you? What brings you to sign up to kill Razor?
Well, I was with Toad, and Toad wanted to be here, so we just, came in this direction from over there, basically. And he kind of adopting the mannerisms of his long time. He points in the direction of where over there would be, quite accurately, actually.
The Elven Kingdoms.
Yeah, that kind
That's-
of direction.
Interesting.
Well, we started over in that direction, but we've kind of come a long way since then. And now we're over here, he says, kind of like.
Now you're in a
smile.
cage.
Well, there are worse places.
Ups
to
and
be.
downs. Ups
Yeah,
and downs.
exactly. you get it.
And you. I don't recognize your symbol.
Well, it's none of your business why I'm here. I mean, surely the suffering and discontent you're sowing around this area is enough for a paladin to get involved. Can't be too surprised.
I'm not, but I found nothing. Nobody's seen you appear. I mean, none of you have really of anybody of note, but there was nothing. Same with one of your other friends. Okay. Okay. I think I've got what I want. Turns around, begins walking away from both of you.
I'm in danger.
I think they went pretty well. I
I
hope
mean,
the others did well
what
as
the
well.
fuck did you expect putting me into an enemy camp? It was either stealth or lie with some amount of truth.
We should have sent you away with Alara.
Oh god. Honestly, guys, I'm sorry. I'm new. I thought Letty would be better at lying. I'm
Oh
sorry.
my god.
Letty swore an oath of devotion IRL.
Mercy, you sneak into the thing, and this is a very well-kept pseudo office. Everything very particular. There are books around on the shelves. There's a desk in the center. Everything is labeled. You look across, and everything is very well ordered. Whoever is in this room is a very organized person. What are you looking for?
Wait, who did you just address?
Let me.
Mercy.
Oh, okay.
Can I? Sorry, I was just thinking. Okay, so I would like to be out of this room in 30 seconds.
Sure.
So, can I make some sort of roll to like scan? Oh, Jesus.
Hello, Pumpkin.
Sorry, my cat.
Oh
is
my
here.
god, it's Pumpkin. Show us
hello,
Pumpkin. Lift her up. So cute.
To scan all the material because it looks like there's a lot of material, and just like prioritize what I think would be most useful for Casimir to read, and I will just nab that.
Yep. So, looking through it, there is a map of the Stormlands on the table. There is a folder with various bits of the papers inside, kind of folded down. And there are what presumably would be, you imagine to be handwritten letters available on the table. These are the only things that seem to have either recently been used or addressed that aren't kind of folded away that catch your eye.
Great, I'll take them and
Cool.
yes, I will leave after that.
As you open the folder, one thing catches your eye. The front page is a description of Toad.
Me?
I will. So I'll leave. I'll keep hold of the folder. I'll find somewhere kind of shadowed. Maybe I can roll another stealth, whatever. And I just want to read. Is it everyone? Like, what does it say about Toad?
There is a description of everybody. You get the sense that, and a recounting of the tale from the tournament. That's the Scarlet Seal. Whoever, it's like you very quickly deduced that someone was there watching. Someone knew what happened. There are also additional notes behind each person. There's no additional notes beside you. Not much seems to be known. Pod. Again, there's kind of some question marks about locations. None of them are right, though. The information seems incorrect. There is a
They could have just asked.
folder for Casimir. Ivar Montague. It just basically says, not Ivar Montague, to be discussed.
Right?
Okay.
Quan, there is no information alongside. Arvis, there is a simple question mark that seems to say Abaddon question mark.
Okay.
There are descriptions of you. There are a further note to each of them. Arrived in Siltstone. Further note to you. Assassin failed. Next one, traveling.
But they know. Is there anything about the like shadow team behind us?
There is on Alara's page.
Okay. And how long does it take me to read all that?
Say about 10 minutes.
Oof. Okay.
So we'll go
10
to Casimir
minutes.
as you're reading
Okay.
through that.
Ugh. I will arrive to your tortured corpses. I'm sorry.
Casimir,
Mm.
Captain begins to pace. Come on then. Your services, your skills. How will you serve us?
Oh, magic. I know my way around the Stormlands well. I've memorized every map there is to know about it. I can get across any terrain. I have insights into the bulwark. I'm an excellent fighter. I'm just generally the most useful person you could have around. So, what do you want me to do? What can I do to prove my faith beyond bring you my friends in chains?
Honestly, that's the most suspicious thing about you. Not that you've appeared with your friends in chains, but kind of. Either you're the type of person to betray their friends on a whim, or you're lying. Neither are people I really would want to associate.
Can you at least trust that my reasons for being here are earnest, in that we are aligned on a common theological and philosophical perspective on the world, and that we don't like being told how to live our lives? And that you can trust that I am someone who, given an alternative, will take it. You are an alternative, and thus I am on your side.
I'm the alternative. Know how to make a man
Lilith's the
feel-
alternative.
Lilith's the alternative.
You're the servant of the alternative, if that makes you feel any better.
Exceedingly.
What's your name? It's Captain... What was it?
Drac. Stoneclaw.
Drac Stoneclaw. How long have you been here?
Yes. 3 months. This particular... At Wraithwater.
Lilith for a while. Are you from Reedhome or Storm Harbor?
No. Originally from Echo Bay.
Echo Bay. Is that a long way away?
Not really. It's like 2 preserves down.
2 preserves down, not so far.
Yes, I thought I'd go somewhere a bit less weird.
You've come to the wrong place.
Disappointing.
So how can I help? What do you need? Am I free to go? Can I get dinner?
Right now, I really need any meat you can find outside. Boys are getting pretty sad of the stew.
Hunting. You're sending me hunting.
Yeah.
Fine. I can go hunt things. In the scary wraith mist, yes?
The forest points off to the distance, swamp, anything edible you can find.
So the vibes here, obviously, DM, are strange. Can I insight check? Is this allowed?
Yeah, go for it.
What's he in? Actually, despite my -1, it's a 17.
He's suppressing giggling and laughing throughout all of this.
Good. Great. Well, I'm not going to do that, since obviously this is a disingenuous conversation. What do you actually want me to do? I've told you I want to join your cult. I've told you why I want to join your cult. You need to give me something to engage with, otherwise I might as well just throw myself in the swamp.
It's very soft in the soup. Actually, no, it's not good. Fine. Game's up. I'm just the chef.
You're the chef? Really? Is he actually
Yeah,
a
and
chef?
taking a closer look, scars look a little bit like burn marks.
You're very good for the chef, you know.
Thank you. I enjoy acting. I've theatre before I joined.
So you have a multifaceted team here. That's really exciting that people can... Who should I actually talk to, then?
Oh, I don't know. I was just told to keep you busy. You're the one who can talk in your group, right?
Huh. So then that makes me wonder what the person in... Who is the person in charge here? Who told you to keep me busy?
Oh, I'm sure you'll meet him. Just walk outside.
So since I'm being kept busy, right? What do we have on the table? Do we have anything I can flick my keen mind
Yeah,
eyes
absolutely.
over?
Sure. Make a perception check.
I wish to Mike Ross the situation. That landed on top of another dice that word. 13.
13. There are. This is despite everything else. There are reconnaissance reports on the table to do with the defenses around Siltstone, Storm Harbor, Reed Home. There are descriptions of the other group on the table.
Yeah.
And certain excavations being carried out. You get the sense that as you look down, there are supplies that have been given. Something catches multiple scrolls of dispel magic, shovels.
Shovels. Dispel magic shovels.
No, sorry, dispel magic scrolls and shovels.
And shovels.
Separate items.
Dispel magic
Dispel
shovels.
magic shovels would be the best magical item.
So they're like
Bonk a
they're
wizard on the head with a shovel and you just
digging somewhere. Can I see where and what for?
There, the map simply refers to it. Where is this?
Lead, boys.
As Mountain's Breath.
Mountain's Breath. In all my map memorization, does that ring a bell?
No.
Okay, very good, very good. Well, yeah, I suppose I will use my remaining being distracted time to memorize stuff.
Sure. Toad cat. And Merty, I will say in this time, the rest of you two both have done reading and you've done thinking about the king. I'm going to make a roll for the poisoning that was done.
Okie dokie.
As it's been about 10-20 minutes. 2.
Is
Yep.
that good for me or good for you?
That's bad for me.
Woohoo!
Nice.
Whatever mold has happened, you do notice a couple of people have walked outside the mess tent looking particularly green and vomiting. And
Hell
have
yeah.
left.
We
Oh
love
wait,
that.
Jamie.
Yes.
If there are notes on the enemy team, can I make a note under Fazul and say particularly fragile ego?
You want to write that down?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to know anything about the enemy team, you also
Wait!
can
No,
talk
that's
about
not
that.
important.
Oh my
That's
god,
not
yeah, what do
important.
they have to say on them? Is it just descriptions or does anything stand out?
Yeah, so you understand that. So you look down and you're like, what Grudel said about is true. He used to be a member of a band. Doesn't really seem to highlight him as particularly strong. Talorin is indeed from the Immaculate Ecclesiarchy. Is a fate wizard.
That's Nalos.
Sorry, Nalos. Sorry. Yes, sorry, Nalos. What am I doing about? Nalos Talwyn. Used to be a librarian at a university, but disappeared without a trace and has resurfaced essentially around here. Talorin is, as they say, a member of the Order of the Inevitable Silence. Has been on several missions. The most recent one before this was to Black Hollow, a member near the realm of Retribution. Has been marked as potentially dangerous. Moniker they like to use but have dropped since going on a few missions. They used to call themselves Silent Moon. Is embarrassed about it.
The Silent Moon!
Yeah.
I know what we're
Wait, does it
calling
say
him
in the
next time
notes
with
that
him.
they're embarrassed about being called on Silent Moon?
Yeah.
Clued, you gotta let us know about that. We gotta use that.
Corin, no evidence of existence before this. Likely not real.
Not real? What does
Not
that mean?
real. She's a
It's
Not real
Sorry.
identity.
Oh, okay, like not like an illusion, but like
Yeah.
okay.
She's a mercy. She's a mercy.
Speculation.
Gruff, wanted for murder.
Of whom? That's his blacksmithing accident that went badly.
But Gruff's we also know him as Brahm for the
Gruff
sake of the
Brahm.
stream.
Gruff Brom.
Gruff
Yeah,
Brahm.
Gruff Brom, the barbarian wanted for murder. Back in Horizon's Rest. And Fazul, you know that Fazul, as it writes down, is from Kholinar, disgraced second son.
Yeah.
Clearly, look, Tifre's second son has been cast out, unsure if able to return.
Ooh, disgraced? Why? I want to
He's
know.
disgraced.
What's
Oh.
this seedy backstory?
So, as you're looking at the kind of, the captain, is kind of smiling. It doesn't seem to be bothered about you learning the information. So we'll go to Toad and Mercy. I'll say you two are both aware of where each other are. Knowing what to look for, you two find each other.
Why, hello there.
I'll rub against Mercy's legs.
Toad, did you find anything?
I'll shake my little cat head.
I have a few papers and scribblings, which I think best left read for a later observation. But there's one more one more building I want to quickly check. Do you want to accompany me?
I'll flick my tail angrily back and forth and give you a little bat with my paw, which she should hopefully take as a no.
Okay. Is there something you want me to do?
I'll slink away kind of like nonchalant, like, I don't care what you do. Like how cats do.
Toad is not acting right now.
Yeah, wow.
The cat has taken over his brain.
Okay. I let Cat Toad go, and I'll stand up, and
You go to the main tent.
I will go to them. In fact, sorry, ignore that. Do we know? Could you remind me? Do we have a description of Naliska?
No.
No.
No. But you've seen the person stroll towards the tent. The cages is clearly questioned and is now leaving, walking towards the main tent.
Oh no.
Yeah. Of the two of them who were talking, and I didn't see who was saying what. Which one of them gave me more a vibe as a spy master?
The one talking about needing more assistance. The second one. The one who's still here. The important elf has walked off, but you sense they're not too attached.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't care. Okay. I will follow the sallow half-elf.
Yeah. Are you making it obvious you're following, or?
No, absolutely. I'm going to try and sneak as much as I can.
Yeah, make a stealth check.
Please be good. Hi, it's pretty good. It's a 19.
19. Okay. May or may not notice you. Walks straight into the main tent.
Okay. I'd like to kind of wrap myself up. I will sort of shift, distend, and shrink down into the shape of a middle-aged halfling. Kind of wrap myself in the folds of the tent as much as I can, and I just want to see if I can listen to whatever's being discussed inside.
Is that Saming? Your halfling?
No, it's
No.
changing, right?
This is just a random.
Just a random halfling?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Conversation inside is relatively quick, so I'm going to need a perception check.
Fuck! It's an 8.
Okay, you hear three voices conversing. A fairly softly spoken one, a very deep, semi-booming, but it's difficult to make out, and a woman's voice. Now, though you not know it's saying, walks outside of the tent and walks towards the second smaller one.
The other one I'm in.
Yes.
Great. As he walks in, I want to make sure I'm adding the note about Psil.
Okay.
Caught in media res.
As you walk past, walks in. Ivor.
He hasn't moved anything, looks up. Takes him maybe half a second to respond to the name and goes, hi.
Hello. With me, please.
Are you the one in charge?
No, with me, please.
Are you the janitor, or what's your role in the camp? I've spoken to the chef,
He's
who was
left.
lovely.
He just ignored you. He's walked back out.
Okay.
And he's gone and he's unlocked Quan and Pod. Both of you, please.
Do you think they're executing us, or like, are we gonna have more questions?
Okay.
He says that's Quan as he walks by. Genuine
That's
question.
Well, I hope they're not going to execute us.
Oh. Yeah, that would be inconvenient.
So, I would probably send a message to my zombie guy, because this feels mighty sus and mighty danger.
Sounds
That I've
good.
been kept occupied and now been ordered to go somewhere. So I'll say if it looks bad, send the signal flare up. Yeah, like on my signal. Yeah, good. And I
Okay.
will
Is it forced to respond to that?
so I can give it commands within a mile, and it will have to enact my orders. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a conditional. Do it if look bad.
Sure. You are all brought. If you will follow, I mean, Nalaska is kind of. Both of you after me, please.
And I can see that prisoners have been unlocked and are following him. Am I in like talking range of them?
Yes.
So I'm going to assume you have not convinced them you're joining the cult.
Is that, I'm assuming that's to us.
Pod and Quan, yeah.
No, was that the plan?
No, just doesn't
No, they
bode
didn't-
well. I'm walking with
well-
you, does it?
Originally, he said. That's a good point. Originally, he said that he would think about executing us, but now he's. Well, now we're walking with you. Maybe we're still getting executed. I don't know.
Well, I might also be getting executed, is my thought, which would be irrational because I do genuinely, this is interesting. We're quite upset if that's what they want.
I think we're quite serious fellows, actually. He says, looking around.
How are you doing, Quan?
Oh yeah, great.
Okay, good.
It looks pretty bad.
Kazima doesn't imagine that Quan would lie, so seems content with the answer.
Mercy, what are you up to?
I would like to follow
Okay, follow.
Nalaska.
And Toad? Cat Toad?
I would like to sneak into the alchemist/healer's tent.
Yeah. There's currently a couple of people like laying around. There's someone applying kind of a salve and going around speaking quite softly to them. This is clearly like you can tell there's recently been a battle. A lot of these wounds are quite fresh. It smells of kind of dried blood and a little bit of infection, and clearly people are being cared to here. And there's not a lot of attention paid to a cat. Like a couple of people might like groggily reach out to you and try to pet you as you walk past, but there's not a lot of energy here.
You can't pet me. Is this also the tent where they make like potions and stuff?
Yes.
Can I go to the room where they make potions?
I'm gonna need a stealth check because you're probably not going to be allowed in there if the herbalist or whoever it is catches you.
All right, let's give this a roll.
I mean, we lock our cats out when we make cosplay. Ain't no way like alchemists are gonna let cats in.
You said stealth roll? That's a 14.
Okay, I'll make the roll. I just need to beat straight 14.
I'm a black cat, by the way, so I naturally slink into the shadows.
12. You manage to just about sneak through as somebody bustles out with like a tray of various, poultices, herbs, and everything. Kind of, and you snap behind. And this room smells of kind of sulfur. You see kind of weird roots slide up. Some of these are magical, some of these are more herbal. And the door seems to slam behind you.
Hell yeah. Is there anyone else in the room that I'm in?
Nobody.
I want to fuck shit up. I guess I'm gonna first of all check to see is there mold in here, because that's my go-to method. Like,
this place is surprisingly clean.
Okay.
However, there are lots of fungus, lots of plants, but you guys sense a lot of them need or like there's like quantities of them that clearly are designed for something.
Okay.
There's a little bit of like the wood. There's mold between it, but but this is a much better looked after room and cared for room than the chef's kitchen.
That's fine. Okay, I want to like Ratatouille style, like get up and like knock over like some jars to just like pour a bunch of like ingredients into the mixing pots that they're currently working on to just like fuck with their ratios. So when they like,
Okay, I'm gonna need a stealth roll to not
like...
stealth roll to not like alert them that you're doing this.
Okay. Hold on. Wait, ignore that. Roll 1 d20. Oh no. Oh my god, that's so spooky. I rolled the same roll digitally and physically.
Hey. It's meant to be.
But the roll is a 2, and I only have a +2 to stealth, so it's a 4 total. I think I'm just gonna lean into it and be loud and clattering and just make as much
so
noise
a little
as
bit,
possible as I fuck shit up really fast.
You managed to pull a couple in, but then like the door slams open. It's like man with kind of a couple of bloodstains on him that clearly aren't his. You know, bandages in hand, just like, what's going on in here? You need to get out right now. And begins to kind of grab a broom and begins like hitting you with it and slamming you out.
I'm gonna dash out of there real fast.
Sure. So you managed to get out, but you have clearly been alerted to the fact that has happened. You damaged some brewing that was going on.
I did successfully fuck shit up though.
You did successfully fuck shit up. No, like various stuff has been
mind.
poured into this. Whatever was brewing here is no longer viable.
All right. For my final destination, Jamie, I'm gonna head back to the beast tent.
Okay, we will deal with that in a second.
All right.
The rest of you, Mercy, are you following in the sense that if they go into the tent, are you going in, or are you just trying to listen?
No, I am gonna do the kind of like Assassin's Creed crowd blend, but in my version, I become the people, the NPCs.
So the rest of you are you're having your chat. Naliscus kind of falls back. Sigh. There's not really sure what to say. Any more of you I should be aware of here?
Is this addressed to us?
Yes.
When you say you, do you mean fellow cultists or
Fellow kids?
That's exactly how we refer
hello,
to
fellow
ourselves,
humans?
cultists.
Hello, fellow cultists.
No, I mean, look, you're surrounded.
Does that mean my application was rejected?
No. Merely doubted.
I could not tell you the location of any of the people I was traveling with at this precise moment in time, save for Quan and Pod. Did they lie about their names, or do you know who I'm talking about here?
I know who you're talking about.
Great.
I don't think either of them told a sufficiently well-told lie the entire time I spoke to them. It was refreshing.
That checks out.
I didn't lie
I'm
about
better,
anything.
but
You asked me where I was from. I told you where I was from.
Not a lie.
So I mean I didn't lie about anything.
Playtime's over.
That's kind of a shame.
have you been...
None of you are going to die today.
Great.
That's somewhat unexpected actually.
Is it?
Inside Quan's mind, he thinks you can't stop me.
Unless you do something silly.
Yeah, we are prone to that.
Oh.
That could be a
Well,
problem.
Free, once
I
this
am
competition
definitely
is
prone to
over,
that.
to leave.
Oh. This particular conversation, or are we having a
No,
different
the one you're about to have.
Right. Anything we should know? Do you want to prepare us? What's your name?
There is nothing less important to you in this world than my name.
Don't sell yourself short like that, friend. I'm sure your name matters to a lot of people, and it might matter to me, so let me make that decision.
No.
People are so unfriendly today. You just want to join a cult.
You're here to kill us and me. The fact that we're allowing you to live and go to
I'm
my
actually
utmost
not.
mercy.
I'm not here to kill anyone today. I'm here to learn things.
You are better at lying. Or truths. Kind of pulls his head back.
I'm just better, he says, and walks inside.
May I present Thorgor Thundervane. Prince of the Storm-Crowned Mountains,
Oh boy.
and Razor Jaylin.
Oh no!
Casimir probably pauses halfway stepping in and goes, "Okay, so it's that kind of conversation."
Do I hear this?
Yes.
Pod just waves and goes,
Is that-
keep in.
Ivor Montague.
Oh.
There we go. Ivor Montague, an emissary from the House of Law in Sacramar.
Oh, I'm not emissary of anything.
Clearly here to provide treaties on behalf of his mother. The alliance between us.
Right.
I ran away from home. My mother doesn't know shit. Please don't tell her. She'll ground me.
Pod of Sagaloom. Juan,
Yes.
unsure. Stepping inside, there is a 20-foot storm giant seated on the floor. Long white beard stretching down, kind of tied to his waist. Massive broadsword on his back. Eyes crackling slightly with thunder. Who kind of turns to you wearing enormous plate armor. Sitting behind the desk. Eclipse flying through a hole in the floor, landing on her shoulder. Bow kind of rested on the desk. Feet up on the desk, stretched out. Is a woman, seemingly in late 50s. Probably be described as handsome. Hair kept up in a bun. Symbol clasped to her side. Again, you can see the artwork. Wearing very practical Rangers gear.
He is handsome.
And it's always as if things go still for a second as you see the person you've been paid to kill. Mercy, what are you doing?
So this announcement tests their loyalty to their comrades and traveling companions, I think, because they know very much that someone like Wilben or Mavelin is not going to be sheared by anything less than a full company of weavers or whatever. So I think their instinct is to run away. So they sit there for a little bit and just fight the kind of initial training, which is to understand emotionlessly the situation. And I think they overcome it.
And do they go in, or do they stand outside and listen?
And they very tentatively creep up to the outside of the tent. And I think they really do believe that the aberrant Casimir this is going to be that moment. That the void, the warp of Nexus will cause will cause Razor to trip and crack her head, and that'll be that.
Okay. Rest of you. There almost seems to be a silence, an expectation that you're to speak next. The three of you.
Remind me what the last words exactly in the room were said.
May I present Thorgar Thundervane, Prince of the Storm-Crowned Mountains, and Razor Jaylin.
I think Pop would just go. You would look obviously straight away at the storm giant and just kind of go, "Wow."
Can I just say, 20 feet, guys, is a tall 2-story house.
Yeah, he's giant.
And that's him sat down. Yeah, just if
Yeah, of
anyone
course.
needs any. Yeah.
He's a 2-story house.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
What fucking kind of tent is this, Jamie? You've woefully understood.
He's he's sticking out of the tent. Like
Yeah, but I'm sorry, my dude. If you try and put a tent over a house, that's not.
no.
That
So he's
stops
20
being a
foot
tent.
standing up. He's sitting down.
He must crawl in.
Okay.
So, question, Jamie.
Yes.
Sorry if this is just me as a player being dumb, but like, what would Quan know about from what Alara and what has been talked about before? What would like he know about the relationship between this king or like I guess giants in general here and Razor? Like, is
So nothing has been mentioned at all to anyone about giants in relation to anything that's been going on. If you knew more about Lucaille, you might know the history of giants, but Quan's not the one to be asking that question.
I know that.
So-
though.
You
so
know.
like
Sorry, go on.
so do I know anything about them? They weren't mentioned at all, like the relationship between like us, like these towns
So-
and cities in the surrounding area.
I will say that in some part of the briefing, the Stormcrown Mountains are the home to the last vestiges of the Storm Giant civilization. That is general knowledge that is probably at some point briefed into you, as these are people that aren't involved, are powerful, probably to be avoided. You would also probably brief that Etheria is the capital and home of the Cloud Giants, but that's a floating city far off to the north of where you are right now. That is general information that all of you will have and probably has been briefed in fairly easily. Somebody like Casimir may know a bit more about the history of the Giants if you care to learn it. But I will say that this is A, fairly unexpected, B, hasn't been included in briefing documents that these are allies.
Really unfair thing to ask.
Yes.
In the taverns of Lucaille, would there be any like weird folklore about giants? That would be like
Yeah, loads.
a lot.
They eat people. They're evil.
so it's all
Giants. Some
negative.
giant. The there's a lot of like fairly standard superstition about these. Like giants aren't numerous in this world. There are precious
Yeah.
few of them. You would believe, or if you choose to believe, a whole bunch of stuff about storm giants, that they literally cause thunder. That they are capable of manipulating the weather. That crossing them causes you to be cursed by thunderstorms every night for the rest of your life. Like a lot of weird stuff about people who only would have seen these either in stories or far away. Again, if someone wants to make a history roll about the history of giants, you may know why there are quite so few of them, but there are so few of them. Most people in Lucaille will never encounter one.
Could I make a history check just purely to
Yes.
understand what is storm giants like? Do they revere the weather, the storm, or is it just like?
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. I just want to know how they feel about like storms. I know that seems ridiculous, but I've got +0 to history. It's a 9.
Storm giants are, in many, like what you might imagine, in many ways, creatures are affected by the preserves they come from. They're from this preserve. They're clearly just been affected by it. This is the preserve of Talos, bringer of storms.
Praise Talos.
Praise Talos. Again, it seems to be there's a long pregnant pause as you are expected to speak.
I'm going to look to Razor and just say, well, obviously we've not come here to kill you, so I think we can stand down any pretense of hostility here. It's a pleasure. Thank you for your letter, if not, thank you for the fireball attached.
Slightly perplexed expression. Letter?
Ah, so that must have been another of your followers. I'd come here to pledge myself in Lilith's service. Is that on the table? What's the context of this conversation?
He kind of stands up and says, I suspect you're not needed here, Throgar, if you don't mind. Small other business to attend to. outside and lifts up the side of the tent with one hand and sees about to finish
Again, how big is this tent?
It's a big tent.
It's a
Oh,
marquee,
he goes with
Jamie.
him.
Yeah,
He
it's
just
a fucking
stands
marquee.
up and the whole tent just leaves.
Yeah.
I'm
Suspension of
sorry.
disbelief.
Yeah.
He takes his
so
hands up and he
Arvis-
takes his hat with him.
Arvis, and Toad, you see as like a storm giant just appears out from under the tent on the side, and kind of makes some steps over and seems to be kind of walk off, sit down on the side, kind of draws his sword, and just almost just begins to kind of like inspect it. And there is a wide berth given to him. He's probably about, for him,
gosh.
2 or 3 paces away from the tent.
How? Oh my god. Okay. He just stays outside the tent though.
Yeah, he seems to be like almost waiting, as if seem to be expected to be invited back or to talk
Okay,
about things.
okay.
Clearly, a meeting has been interrupted.
I stick with my original plan then. I'll give him a little look, but I'll stick to my plan.
Going to be sense, okay. I don't. How to say this correctly? You have all been contracted to kill me, correct?
Correct.
I could kill you all. Right now, you're surrounded. I don't want to do that. I don't value the loss of life, value cruelty. This is a warning. A dissuasion. Stay away. I'll give the other warning to the other group as well.
Quite polite of you.
They're not going to listen.
Are you?
Maybe. Perhaps. I suppose why we would follow that now is obvious. We wouldn't win. But what would dissuade us from trying again under better circumstances? I must admit, I'm curious as to what it is you're trying to achieve. I didn't expect to see Lilith, of all people, missing and now found here in the Stormlands.
Yeah.
Fighting fate and predetermined woes.
I don't suspect any of you are aware of great plan.
You'd be
I didn't.
surprised.
I spoke to one of you via Eclipse. Somebody. They're missing.
Yes, they probably weren't the person to talk to about the great plan or any such
The other
thing.
one, the Weaver, and that word is dripping with venom.
Yes, the Weaver has explained in excruciating detail the significance of.
Oh, they've revealed themselves.
Oh wait, have they? Because you said he's a Weaver. Oh, they've said they're a Weaver, right? Yeah.
Probably not Weaver, but
Oh, maybe I don't recognize the word, but I think probably he would assume because threads of fate and stuff.
yeah. I think maybe structures, if not nouns, of stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, that stands. Yeah, they've explained in excruciating detail. Yes.
So the other one is dead, or just not here?
Do you know? I have no idea. I'm sorry, I can't answer that question.
Okay. What I'm doing is throwing a wrench, disrupting the plan. Whatever you take that to mean. I don't worship Lilith. But she's right. And that cannot be avoided.
She's contactable then. Does she appear to you?
Did once. Via her avatar.
What nature of being is she now? Did she succeed in her
I'm
goal?
not sure. Maybe. She gained
Wow.
glimpses into what that must be like.
Wow. Okay, so you're here to throw a wrench into the cosmic fates by making chaos in the Stormlands? Is there any way you could do it not in the Stormlands? I imagine the Bulwark would be quite happy if you just...
Yeah.
You could sow chaos in Sacramar!
Asking me to move. This is what was advised and what I am proceeding to do. There are reasons to be here that are my own.
It's very vague.
It's meant to be.
I imagine as much. Look, I'm just looking for a reason to call it quits on coming
Sure.
after you next time.
You may. You all may. Wherever the rest of you are, I don't care. You may well succeed. But if you hunt me, you find the opportune moment, and I die. And I hope what happened to me happens to none of you.
What exactly happened to you?
I was saved.
That doesn't sound so bad.
Saved by my wife. Dived in front of an arrow meant for my neck.
Oh, that is not so good.
And
I'm
my
sorry, I suppose-
reward, after weeks of grief, was an assassin on my door, telling me that I should have died and she should have lived. And that is what was willed.
And that's the event that made you an aberrant.
Maybe. So you may kill me. Maybe you'll succeed. But destiny is more complicated.
Razor, can I ask, if I do genuinely find interest in Lilith and what it is you're all about, who do I talk to? Should I roll if that's persuasion or
A
deception?
roll of persuasion, yeah.
No.
11.
11. We're not interested in converts. You're asked to join.
I guess the fake letter from you isn't a good enough requisition, is it? Smiley face? Question mark?
Look like raises an eyebrow at you.
It's just that you asked. Clearly it wasn't actually you, but... No.
No.
Shame. Okay. Well, I think we have some things to think about then.
Naturally. At this point, Naniska comes back in and seems to whisper something in Razor's ear. Good. Glad. I'm sure when you find the others, you'll have much to talk about. If you do want in, I'm sure the Weaver will know what I want.
Great.
The
Good.
rest of you haven't spoken.
I'm going to be honest, I'm a little bit confused. But I just don't feel like this is the time to be asking those kind of questions. You seem like a busy woman.
And you?
Are you looking at me?
Yes.
I am curious, Razor. Our friend here has told you that someone has sent a letter offering him to join your, and he like waves his hand, organization, and then proceeded to bomb our party, and yet we find out it wasn't you. Does that not make you curious as to who else might
No,
want
sorry.
this?
That is. Oh, that was me. I wanted
You're
to lie.
Naliska. You fucker. Thank you for the fireball. Don't do it again.
Was that made obvious that it was Naliska before?
So it was in the letter you received. Like the agent was carrying a letter from Naliska describing.
Oh, sorry, I meant Naliska, not Razor. But like, it was from Naliska.
So the letter was from Razor.
Oh my god. Okay.
The trap was clearly sent by Naliska.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
What a
Pod
dick.
passed a perception check. That meant that he was able to read that it said Nalska's name on it before it exploded.
Yeah.
And we as a group would have discussed that. But it was
Oh,
a
that
very
was
brief
me.
conversation.
But you just said it was from Razor, Jamie.
No. So the letter that
letter.
some of you received back in Fort Valor was like, please come to this place. I want to talk to you from Razor. But when you got there and you opened up the trap, it said
Right.
from Naliska.
Okay.
The confusion
So,
is there's 3 letters because there's the one
Yeah,
that we
I'm
received from
I'm just
Razor.
very confused at
Yeah.
this conversation.
So Naliska pretended to be Razor, wrote a letter to trap you. That's what happened.
We also had a letter that exploded, which was just clearly from Nalisker. And then we also looted the body of the person who tried killing us. And we found a letter in that person's body with the name Nalisker in it as well.
More a set of orders
Yeah.
to return many of you alive.
Yeah.
So all 3 of these things have been organized by Nalisker. But we thought the first one was organized by Razor until now.
Cheeky boy.
He's the one pulling all the strings.
Sorry.
No, please, after you. I was just going to collect my friends and maybe suggest we go have a chat. But
I hope we never see each other again.
Pod looks almost slightly dejected. Why was that be?
because she'll kill us, Pod. That's the point. She'll kill us if she sees us
Right,
again.
I mean-
This is a warning.
I guess so.
She doesn't like violence. She doesn't want to have to do it.
You outsiders are also violent. Everyone just has to die all the time.
True. We could just get another slap on the wrist. Is there anything in this room to look at? Keen mind? Anything?
A couple of
ma-
pictures of Lilith, couple of pictures of a woman you don't recognize. Table's a bit
Oh.
far away.
Okay. Great chat, then. Good. I suppose we'll be leaving.
You are more than free. Give my welcome to Malik. You see him first. And Lord Kalim.
Any messages you'd like us to pass on?
No.
Jamie, in plain words,
Merely
what-
that his daughter is well taken care of.
Oh no!
Or maybe she's trying to pay
No.
us a compliment.
No, but did he just imply that Alara's been kidnapped?
Maybe she means that we do a great job of looking after Ilara. Maybe that's what she means.
Oh no, she has Charlie!
I love that that's your concern. it's not that she's been kidnapped. Yeah.
She has Charlie!
Look, technically, Lara's in, with the army. They're supposed to be slightly more competent than us, generally.
There must be a spy, or she got caught on the way. Fuck.
Or she's paying us a compliment. We don't know yet.
Yeah, it could
I
just be-
really
What were you
hope
gonna
that's a
ask, Sai?
compliment.
Sorry.
Opium.
I mean, I was just gonna ask, like, in simple words, like, what has Razor described? Like, I don't really understand why she's letting us go.
Because she doesn't want to have to kill you, so she's warning you. This is a freebie. Leave, or else.
And it doesn't seem like anything more than that. It's just very
That last comment,
I'm
though.
adverse to violence.
I'll say that last comment. Those are the more nefarious minds of you concerned.
For goodness sake, I thought you were telling us to leave, and then you leave that as that. If you've kidnapped her, we have to go after her, don't we?
She was quite nice.
Razor.
You're outside the tent.
You've been shuffled out.
What are you
Well,
doing at the beast
Stormtime-
pens, Toad? Sorry. what were
I
we getting at?
thought you would
okay.
never ask. So, when I get to the beast tents, I would like to look around inside. Are there any peoples there, or is it just animals?
There are people there. There are various stable hands, as well as some others milling around.
Okay. And is there anywhere in the stable that's kind of hidden from view, like maybe some rafters or a abandoned like animal pen or something like that?
So, there are certainly around the horses. Yes. The Chimera are in iron cages.
Okay.
Iron boxes, more to the point.
Okay. I would like to hide myself in one of the animal pens. Can I check how hidden I am?
Yep, make a stealth roll.
Ooh, that's good. That is a 17.
17. Pretty good. Pretty well
Okay.
hidden, you reckon.
Okay.
You're pretty happy with it.
Sadly, as much as I've enjoyed this, I'm going to drop wild shape.
Oh no.
I am no
It's
longer a
time.
cat.
It's time.
It's time. I am going to very subtly concentrate for a minute and release some spores from my shoulder and let them kind of drift gently along the floor into the pens around me, to the horses and the chimeras, and see if
Yeah.
they'll join a little group chat with me.
Yeah, the horses, they all do, yeah.
All right. Hey guys.
The horses kind of numbing on hay. Oh, hi there. The
Hi.
Chimera, though. Out! Let me out!
Oh yeah. So I wanted to ask, like, oh wait, that's not Toad's voice. Wait, what's
Hey,
Toad's voice?
girls.
Hey girls. Do you like the hey joke because of your horses? No. Hello. So I wanted to ask, do you guys like it here, or are you being kept against your will?
Oh, we're fine. What's this? Chimera's though. I should burn this camp to the ground. No.
I think that's a lovely idea. Shall I help you get out?
There's like a quiet seething of approval. Kind of like a low growl of satisfaction.
Excellent. Okay then. So I would like to investigate the chimera cages to understand what kind of situation I'm dealing with.
As Toad.
Yeah, as stealthily as I can from my current hiding spot. Like, I don't know if I can see them from where I am.
Yeah, that's fine. There are like, again, iron cages and various bars that you can see this creature kind of pacing throughout. There are 2 large padlocks on the door. Seems to be the most obvious way out.
Are the padlocks, like, bolted into the ground, or are they kind of like...
No, a bolt slung across, padlocked.
Yeah, but, like, the thing that it's padlocked to, is it in the ground?
Yes. You're gonna cause rampant growth and move the ground.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking something along those lines, because I'm not exactly a master luck picker like my previous character, so I need to think differently about this. Alright. In range, 10 feet. How big is this kind of animal enclosure in total?
Let me have a look. How big a chimera? 15 feet?
15 feet enclosure?
No. How big is... About 10 foot.
10 foot
5 foot.
enclosure.
Two 5 foot cages.
Oh, I like to hear that, Jamie. All right. I'm gonna communicate to my chimera friends. I'm going to help you get out. But you're going to feel a shaking on the ground below you. Don't worry, it's me helping you loosen the cage so you can bust out of here. Once you're out, you can wreak as much havoc as you'd like on the entire camp. But if possible, can you please avoid hurting my friends? And I'll flash images of what my friends look like in their heads. And I'll try to...
Okay, there's a lot of anger and a quiet seething. Make an animal handling check.
Alright. Alright, that is a 13 plus 6, so 19.
Okay, maybe.
Okay, and I'm gonna also... Not only am I showing the face of Arvis, I think did I see Pod's disguise drop?
Yes.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yes, you did,
Quite
yeah.
early on.
Was that... Oh, no. Oh, yeah, because I was in the tent at the time. So I'll show Pod's real face. I'll show Casimir's face. I'll show Quan's face. I'll show the disguise that Mercy is currently taking on.
Yep.
Because I saw him outside the tent a couple minutes ago. Sorry, my cat is misbehaving. But I'll also, just in case, I'll show Mercy's real face as well, just in case. And also, of course, I'll show my face as well. So the chimeras know who to look out for to potentially avoid. And now, I'm gonna cast Earth Tremor.
Okay.
At 2nd level. Which will do... let's see, 2d6 bludgeoning damage to the gates. And the full reading of the spell is: you cause a tremor in the ground within range. Each creature other than you in that area must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes 1d6 bludgeoning damage and is knocked prone. If the ground in that area is loose, earth, or stone, it becomes difficult terrain until cleared, with each 5-foot diameter portion requiring at least 1 minute to clear by hand. So my hope with this spell is that I loosen the ground around the cages, so to make them easier to break open. And also, hopefully I scare the stable hands who are in that room thinking, oh my god, there's an earthquake. That's the intention I want to get across with the spell. And hopefully also not injuring the horses and the chimeras in the process, because I've given them a little heads up of what to expect, so hopefully they're able to stabilize themselves.
Yeah, the ground beneath you, as you kind of plunge your hands into it, begins to shake. And like these cages are like, they're not like complete shapes. They couldn't even like hammered in, and they begin moving. And you see as they kind of rock from side to side, they reveal like more and more of the chimera, and the chimera seems to almost like stick one of its tails and then its big paw underneath, and is almost getting ready to flip the cage.
Hell yeah. Nice.
I'm gonna need... So what are you doing? And the rest of you hear this. As you're beginning to leave, presumably with a lot to talk to each other, as one of you about to say something, now let's go, and the whole camp whip round to look over to the stables, and you see this like earth beginning to tremor and shift over there.
Are you asking me for my reaction first or them?
No, the group first.
Group first.
Like a very isolated area. It's like obviously, or does it feel like the whole place is?
It feels like the
having
whole ground is beginning to tremble. It's very concentrated over there, and you see like the building over there begin to rock sideways.
Is this normal?
I think that's our cue to leave, is what that is.
Ah, oh, that's a shame. I kind of wanted to talk to the storm giant.
I don't think you'll be sticking
Maybe another
around.
time.
Does it seem like the others intend to leave?
The rest of you, or
Yeah.
Quan and Pod, are you guys leaving?
Yeah, I mean,
What is it like everyone else is doing out of interest? Like
The rest of the
general-
rest of the camp are are unsurely looking over. Like, they're not entirely sure what's going on, but like a couple of people have like grabbed weapons and started going over. Nasty, where are you?
I'm gonna stay. I wanna continue spying on Razor.
Okay, sure. After the last tremor, both tents flip up, and you see both of the Chimerias jump out, like long tails, 3 heads, and begin to attack everyone around them.
Hell
like
yes.
immediately, people there's a lot, like a flame breath goes on one, like slime flies towards another. The tails begin popping people. You see the giant stand up, kind of put its sword down, walk over, kind of begin to kind of get involved in the melee, trying to pin down one of the Chimera. People like. We're not going to go into combat, but the entire camp falls into disarray as they attempt to reconvene with these, and several people seem to be lying singed and burnt dead on the ground.
Oops.
To tell zombie friend that that's his cue to signal the
Yeah,
support
and as you
if
see
they
this,
still live.
there's like a gun that goes up in the air, whoosh, like a firebolt flies into the air, and you see like a crackle of lightning in the air that all of you recognize as the signal that shit has gone wrong.
Okay,
Or
we
like-
didn't do that, but someone will definitely think we did. So let's just run. And I will ask Zombie Boy to meet us at the entrance with our weapons, and hope that the other boys follow. Question mark.
Okay. Zombie Boy does not leave with you. As he said that up,
Canonical name is
somebody
Zombie Boy.
grabs him as if to like hold him in a second. The rest of you leave. There is a massive explosion from the side as the
Jamie,
supplies. Sorry, go on.
sorry, I don't want to leave. I just had a question before.
Yeah.
Is Razor still in the room that we left?
So you
Did
guys
we
don't know.
leave?
You're outside. She was, yes. She was outside. She was outside, yes. But so you're standing outside at the moment, about to leave. She's inside the tent behind you. She hasn't left yet.
Well, I'm gonna stay by the tent.
Okay. There is a massive explosion by the supplies thing as it goes up in what can only be described as like a gunpowder explosion at the sound of the signal. Those of you with slightly higher perception, of all of you do because you know what to look for, see Arvis skirting round the back of the outside of the fort as he's just successfully blown up the supplies.
Yes, that's our boy.
Of course he
It's
has.
Avatar.
The storm that's gone on. Nalaska appears outside, looking at each of you, then looking over at the. If Quan's staying, is Casimir and Pod leaving?
Well, if God's not leaving, then I guess it's.
Well, if Kazim
them.
is like striding off, assuming
I-
he's striding off with purpose,
I would do it if the others were. I was asking
So
Pod
you're all
would
just
be-
standing outside,
Pod would be
congregating around the
Pod
entrance
would
to the
be
tent.
like following, but like doing that thing where you just like continually like looking back at the disaster, like kind of pointing, like kind of like what?
Okay, so Quan, are you
like kind
waiting
of
outside
stopping
the
and then
tent? then?
catching up.
I'm not really waiting. Like, as soon as I see shit going on, I'm gonna, like, I guess, sort of stand behind, like, any kind of box or rack of weapons or whatever there is around. Like, I'm not, I suppose I'm vaguely trying to hide, but, like, just away from looking like I'm just. Just standing around the entrance of the tent. I just want to keep an eye on Razor and see what they do and what happens before we run off.
So Nalaska and Razor emerge at the entrance to the tent. I'm going to assume you guys are a couple of feet away at this point.
Yeah. If Zombie Boy was apprehended still holding our weapons, I would probably be attempting to get them back.
Okay. Mercy. Razor has now appeared outside. with Naliska, you see Razor for the first time. Doesn't look like Maybelline. Doesn't look like the other one. I can't remember.
Doesn't matter though, does it, Jamie?
Doesn't matter really, does it?
Doesn't matter really, does it? Can I make a weave check on
Yeah.
Razor? I would like to see where she's
go
going
for
to be. Where is her future leading her? Come on, if there was ever a time to roll me a 20, it was now.
You got any portents you can use?
No, fuck my life. It's
Use
an
the
11.
18.
I used it already to stealth. It's an 11, so I fail.
No.
Fuck my life.
Difficult
Okay.
to read.
She's like Casimir and Quan, like
No.
just blank, or she has a future.
She has a future.
But I was told that she was an aberrant, right?
Yeah, but it's weird. The strings. Do you know that everyone kind of, you look around, you can see how they attach to the weave, how they're part of it. The strings aren't hers. Just someone else's future.
But she shouldn't have one, right? That's weird.
She shouldn't have one. It's weird.
Okay. I'm just gonna try. I'm just gonna wait a second, hope that she leaves, and then I'll slip away quietly.
Okay. Both of them seem to ignore you and walk, all of you, and walk over to the stables. Unless anybody stops them.
No, I'm gonna like kind of slowly follow from pretty far behind to try and not be noticed.
Where are you going?
Well, I mean, if the yeah. What are the squad like? Our military men, what are they called? Do they have a
Squad.
name?
The
Do they
ninjas.
have a name, Jamie?
No, you know. The regiment.
All right, the boys. I'm just
The
moving
boys.
on.
The boys.
Well, I mean, how far were they? They were like within a day, right? That's what
Yeah,
we
there's
agreed?
a, yeah.
Well, I mean, if they turn up, then this could be our chance, no?
I really don't think now is going to work.
I mean, surely we can't let this pass.
You see as the Chimera kind of ramping through it, the storm giants kind of grabbed one in one's hand, it's kind of clawing in it, it's trying to stop with the other one. Razor takes a bow out, kind of draws it, it's like a slight crackle of lightning, the arrow flies through, misses, but where it lands, there's like a lightning, immediately a cloud appears underneath it and slams down on the arrow just next to the Chimera. Naliska seems to be disappearing off to the side, he doesn't seem to be too involved in the combat.
Wow.
You guys reckon you have until they're subdued? People are also being killed by these creatures. You have until they're subdued and killed to make a decision about what you're going to do.
We don't know how long it will take for that group, that task force, to get here. Their intention was to bust us out and create chaos, but we don't know how long we have. I suggest we get the weapons, regroup, and then decide if it is a good chance or not.
I really wanted to talk to that storm giant.
The storm giant right now has a Chimera in one hand and is
Yeah, he's just
desperately
looking at him. He's
like,
just looking
he's
at
like
him. He looks-
shaking it.
He knows it's really busy. Do you know that furbolgs are supposed to be descended from giants?
Really?
Hmm. Maybe he's
It's
my
like-
great grandfather.
That's what I was about to say.
You know,
Maybe
I
it's your
actually saw
uncle.
I saw his family tree in a book I read last week.
Did you actually?
I
He
did.
seems actually genuinely like he doesn't sense any sense of bullshit in your words. Like,
I'd tell you later when we're not getting killed by cultists.
oh, okay. I guess we make a move then.
Look, if you want to fight now, great, good, let's do it.
Oh no, I definitely don't want to fight. Definitely don't want to fight.
Kind of more talking to Quan. But let's get our weapons first, yes?
Yeah, I guess. Did anyone try and confiscate a shield? I mean,
Yeah,
the shield is.
your weapons were taken away at the start. Yeah.
Wait, they would have. What? They tried to take away the shield?
No, swords,
Yeah.
maces.
Yeah. Pod obviously just kind of shrugs. He's not lost anything. Because yeah, let's get your weapons and trinkets and the like.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like Quan would be pretty intently watching all three of the like Razor, Nalaska, and the Storm Giant. But if it looks like they are winning pretty fast, then
You get the sense they're going to bring these Chimera eventually under control. It's just there are wild animals, lethal wild animals running around, and there's a lot of collateral damage at the moment.
Mhm.
As well as the huge explosion of the supplies, which is several people have been flung, and about, I'd say, a quarter of the camp is currently on fire. Toad,
Look,
where are you
save
right
the
now?
world.
Are you leaving? Have you turned back into a cat and are running, or?
So, I would assume there's two options in this stable. Were the horses draft horses or riding horses?
Riding horses.
Cool. Did they all manage to escape during the
Yes.
Cool. Since I've now seen a riding horse, can I wild shape into one?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna wild shape into a riding horse and follow the horses out the stables as they run and they flee the
Yeah, they just go
chaos.
amok, right? They're kind of running. A couple people try to grab their reins, but they're panic mode, right? Like they're
Oh, yeah.
full on running, sprinting.
Cool. I'm gonna run
You
towards...
see your group kind of a couple of stages behind you. You see Razor, you recognize her. You see a couple of people behind her. You see the Storm Giant up above, and you see the group a couple of paces back.
Perfect, cool. I'm gonna run towards my party and slow towards them and like nudge them with my big horse head to be like, get on me, come on, let's
Would I have
escape.
seen you wild shape before?
I don't think you would have.
Yeah, you would just see, into a cat.
In
Yes.
the
Oh, yeah,
entire...
you saw
No,
me turn into a cat.
I meant in general, like as a thing.
As we
like,
traveled together.
As we traveled, did you have like wild shape?
I don't think so, because unless we'd encountered some sort of danger on the road, which I don't think we did.
Could you make a just a wisdom saving throw as you see Razor for the first time?
Me? Not
Yes.
Quan.
You.
Wisdom saving throws. I thought there was only
Hey,
for
that's not my
Quan.
thing.
Yeah. Oh, I've got a +6 to wisdom saving throws. Fuck yeah. Love being a druid. That is a 14.
14. That feeling you had when you first saw or first talked to Pod, very intense around Razor.
Okay.
It doesn't shock you from your attention.
Okay. Good to know. I'll kind of give her a little side eye with my little horse face. A little sassy
big
horse
horse
look.
Bombastic side eye.
Bombastic side eye. But I'm gonna run up to who's probably the slowest runner in our group.
Pod?
Yeah, Pod's quite he's not like unathletic, but he's definitely not like... He doesn't look like a sprinter.
Okay. I have no idea how
More
to
of
do
a
horse noises, so this is the first time I'm gonna try this in my life. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna
Okay.
go up to Pod and nudge him with my big horse head. And to be honest, considering how tall horses are, probably about the same size as Pod. And I'm gonna try to nudge him to get onto my back. I'm gonna get you out of here.
Pod doesn't seem to... Yeah, he's just like... Why not? This horse seems very friendly.
Yeah.
It's an
Yeah, like,
interesting
huh?
adventure. This is how he thinks of most things.
Cool. All right, so you climb on.
Yeah, he
All
comes
right,
on.
I gallop us out of there.
Okay, you all jump on.
Not everyone. I can only
No,
carry.
no, no,
I can
no,
probably
no.
only carry
Amazing.
Pod.
I don't
Everyone
even-
on the horse.
Pod gallops
I want
out.
to get the weapons back, Jamie. Where are
Okay.
they? How far are they?
They're not that far. They're about 20 meters from you. There is somebody kind of holding on to Sarath at the moment, who's dropped the weapons as he's trying to fight them off.
Okay, well, we need Quan's weapon and I need my rapier, so...
Are you just going to walk up and grab him?
Yeah,
A stealth roll to not be stopped.
okay. Okay, and I assume can I make zombie contest his thing? Oh wait, is that a natural 20? Fucking hell, it is.
Yes, we like to hear it.
Everybody, every
Oh,
like
there's pretty
the
cute folded little
the-
gecko in it. I was like, what
the-
number is that?
the chaos that is going on in this camp. No one notices you run up and just grab a couple of swords off the ground. Like nobody is paying attention to you right now. It's the most invisible Casimir has ever felt.
And for once, it's a good thing. While I'm going, like, how close to the action am I? Can I? So having fought a single drow assassin and we all nearly died, right?
Yeah.
How do I feel we measure
Looking
up?
around-
Watching Razor and all of these people and
Looking around, most people here fairly normal fighters. You get the sense that the person sent after you was a bit of an exception. Razor is fighting. Razor seems fairly lackadaisical about it. The arrows clearly are trying to, they're trying to herd this creature. They're not trying to hit it. Razor's clearly trying to keep it alive. The rest of people here, soldiers. Nothing special. Obviously, the giant Razor, perhaps a class above, but nobody here is like summoning shadows to fight these things. You guys were like, that was an operative in some ways.
yeah, okay, but Razor and the giant, it looks like we can't really tell how strong they are. Is that what I'm getting?
The
From
the giant is like trying in the sense to subdue this thing and is succeeding through sheer brute strength, like, and is a class above whatever. Razor, not sure.
Okay, cool. Well, I will sneaky back to Quan, who will feel the weight of a sword sort of pressed against his chest. And surprisingly quietly, Casimir hands it back to you. There you go. Are you swinging it, or what do you want to do?
Well, I don't know where the rest of the group are. I think it would be unwise to launch in.
You see in the distance a horse. Doesn't look so confident in how to move because it's kind of the first time it's really ever been a horse. And then a guy on top of the horse, or a furbolg on top of the horse, who also looks like he's never been really on a horse before, kind of bouncing back and forwards, a bit confused. I don't know if they're making much progress in any particular direction.
Yeah, I'd say that the horse is probably behaving very unhorse-like because Toad's had all of, 10 minutes to, study how these horses move naturally, so he's probably, kind of, happily moving, almost like how a human would. Like, I'm a horse!
And Potter's never really ridden a horse at any speed. He's probably sat on one while it walked, or but he's never ridden a horse at, a gallop. Or,
We're a very
into combat.
strange sight. There's maybe, a little mushroom growing out of the head of the horse.
Oh, that. Okay. That's what you see as you dash off into the distance.
Yeah, I think quietly to Quan, I'll be like, look, I want to try, I really do, but the storm giant concerns me. Look at it, it's huge, actually. Maybe not today. We need our friends at least.
I think you're muted, Si, if you're saying anything.
No, I'm not saying anything, but I guess after some deliberation, Quan will follow Casimir.
You will leave. Mercy. What are you doing?
How tall is the fence around the outside of the camp?
15 feet?
Okay. So, where is Razor in respect of the fence?
Probably probably about 100 meters away.
Okay, so quite a long way away.
Yeah.
No, I think that would be hubris, which they. Yeah, I think they just leave. I think they just quietly afterwards, step of the wind. They jump 30 feet into the air, leap over the fence easily. Hey man, they're just
Okay.
like a bit of a wind, and then just quietly slip away to the forest, I guess.
We have a regroup
As
spot,
you-
right? Our precipice.
As you walk out, the illusion reforms, and other than a little bit of smoke and the occasional cry of what seems to be battle in the distance, it is as if nothing is happening behind this.
Oh, so here's the question: could they have seen our signal flare?
Yeah, because we could
Do
see
we
out.
have any sense?
You don't know.
Oh. Oh. Interesting.
And you all, I'll say, reconvene, and Arvis joins you all at your recon point a couple of meters away. Did you do it?
That was fucking excellent, Arvis.
I knew it would be. I found some gunpowder. Not what I was looking for, but almost.
You know what to do with it. Good job. Well,
Now then, what happened?
I can see why you're hesitant to speak, Casimir. You got rather friendly with Razor at the end there.
I find it really curious what she's doing. I do. I'm finding it difficult to say what happened because, frankly, I don't know if we achieved much. I learned some things. I have some pickups from the command tent. More of it about our rival party than Razor. I can name a dig site for you. We could try.
I'm more interested in whether you're still interested in doing what we set out to. I want to know whether your motivations have changed.
I don't know, actually. I can't tell you which way it goes. I know I want to keep pursuing it. But I don't know if I fundamentally think what she and Lilith are doing is wrong. But at the least I want to stay on her trail. And she is causing chaos on the Stormlands, and we will get paid. So maybe pragmatically the most sensible thing for me to do is to keep going.
As has been shown, I seemingly am not able to intervene as I would normally do in these types of regrettable choices. And perhaps words will have to serve. I wish I could explain to you what her choices mean. And what the choices of Lilith and the Forsaken, Forsworn mean. It is a betrayal. And while they dressed it up and masqueraded us around as true freedom, it's a freedom that you would not like if you were to see it. I wish I could show it to you.
I find it very interesting, is what I'm saying. It's conceptually appealing, but you may well be right. Pragmatically, it may not be at all. And I don't know. But I do know it's fascinating, and I would like to at least continue to follow Razor and what it is she's up to.
You're clearly a smart person.
That's the nicest thing anyone said to me today.
You know a lot, but sometimes you can know too much, and Lilith is a good example of that, I believe. Do you know? You seem to be familiar with her story, but perhaps I can...
I am, and Razor indicated she glimpsed something as part of her ascension.
She
Glimpsed the knowledge of divinity.
She did. She was a great leader, an archmage, and a hero, as well as being an esteemed magic user to a people a long time ago. And well, she aspired to touch the powers of the gods, and especially with the 12th being absent, unknown, The opening was there. But what it is taught to us is that that kind of knowledge and power must be moderated in order to contain, understand, and not lose oneself in the knowledge. If I were to glimpse even 1/100,000th of the weave, my brain would be destroyed. I would be unable to think. I would be left a gibbering wreck. You imagine containing the knowledge of these uncountable futures in your head at once and trying to make sense of it.
It can't be done, indeed.
It is a feat beyond any. What we are taught is the control of that. Not pouring a jug, but pouring a drop so that you're not drowned in all that future. That's what I fear for you, Casimir. If you pursue this, you will gain knowledge. You will gain infinite knowledge.
And
But who will you be?
These are things I have to mull on for the time being. But what it does mean short term is I think personally for me the game is still on. Although it... Well, for starters, where's Alara? And
Oh, yes.
Are
if
we
we
all
are going... We're all here, yeah.
Okay, finish your sentence though.
And having seen what we've seen today, are we confident we... I hate to say this. Are we confident we can do what we were sent to do? She has a considerable network of strong people. Are we 6, as we are, confident we can do it? Because I felt 6 months ago I could take anyone in a fight. And speaking to her, I felt for the second time in my life that might not be true.
Your conversation in the tent, I believe, was not that time. We must wait for the opportune moment. She will be moving soon. I anticipate quickly. If I am able to predict when that might happen, that might offer us a good opportunity for an ambush.
Do we go for her directly, or do we go for what she's after? I have a name of a dig site, the Aracocra artifact she's after. We don't know why she wants them. It's tied to her activities here. She also said something about Malik. We will absolutely not share information with the other party. I'm sorry, and I apologise for even having thought it for a second. We're not doing it. No.
It might not be. Not what you're thinking, but that might not be a terrible idea. You said that she was going to meet with the other party.
She did say that.
Well, that might be
The opportune moment.
the place and time.
So, to set the scene, I would assume that Mercy, Quan, Casimir, Pod, and Arvis are all standing in a circle discussing this somewhere. Is that correct?
The rendezvous point, I think. We
Cool.
made it back
A
to the
little,
same
like,
time.
yeah, a tiny bit away from the camp, which the sounds and smoke has now ceased.
Cool. There's also a 7-foot-tall riding horse standing in your circle as if they're one of you. And he kind of bumps Arvis with his, like, hip and probably sends Arvis staggering to the side so he can get close, and he's kind of chewing on the collar of Casimir's cape.
I'm
Goes
going to
down
make
well.
an assumption that we saw Toad wild shape into a cat, yeah?
Yes, you did, yeah.
Toad, if you like being a horse, and not lining for my next cape, can I suggest you stop? Unless you'd like to pay for the next. And materials.
He like drops his mouth open and slowly pulls away from your cape.
If you were not a horse right now, would you start chewing my clothing?
The horse shakes his head.
So, as a horse, do you now feel particularly compelled to do it, or are you just sort of doing it because you feel like you should? And you're a horse, so you can't reply to that, but please think about it.
The horse doesn't really have shoulders to shrug, but kind of moves his head in kind of the diagonal direction of like...
Great disguise, though. It's really effective.
He kind of like flips his mane kind of like happily at the compliment.
Does Toad have, like, any tells for his wild shapes? Like, does he have a little mushroom sticking out anywhere?
He's a mushroom sticking out the head, yeah.
He's got mushrooms sticking
Oh,
out
right, okay,
of his
okay.
head. I put a little picture in the Discord server.
You did.
Here, Toad, why do you have a mushroom on your head?
Kind of prances his hooves happily in the ground. You get the sense it just makes him happy.
Is it... Did you put it there, or... Okay, fine.
Do what makes you happy. I learned some things about our rival party, actually. Corin is not who she should be, or says she is. Taloran has an embarrassing nickname. And Vzul is a disgraced second son, which he must have a massive complex about, which I cannot wait to exploit.
I might have something for you as well.
Ooh.
Pulls out, you know, a library's worth of collected paper and folders and crap.
Yeah, it would take a small amount of time to go through them, but you guys can start. Then, sorry, Mercy has grabbed a lot of notes.
Okay. And then I guess I'll, like, maybe just tell the party everything I learned to do with enemy party, but also that dig site, Mountain's Breath? Was that what it was?
Yes.
Okay, with the caveat, we'll need to figure out what that is, because I don't recognize it from maps.
Is Alara here, Jamie?
You haven't gone to see Alara?
It has been
Interesting.
insinuated that Alara may have been kidnapped.
Yes. Perhaps, before we start reading, we should check in with our erstwhile leader,
We gone fucked up, you guys.
whom I'm sure is absolutely fine.
Okay.
And if she is not fine, we may need to retrieve. Should we not want to be in trouble with Caleb moving out?
Returning to the site you were meant to meet Alara. As you approach, some of you are hit by the smell of blood.
God damn it.
Oh. Oh dear.
As a battle has been fought here, several people have died. Many of them wearing the armor of the bulwark of the regiment that was sent to follow you. Many of them lay dead.
Oh no.
Out through the holes. Ilara is missing.
Okay, that's fine.
Guys, we fucked it. We were trying to keep her safe, and all we did was send her into danger.
It was lose-lose. She was gonna fuck up our perfectly watertight operation.
We should have just left her in Fort
Yeah.
Valor. We should have left her. Left her with her
We
dad.
couldn't. The whole point was that she was the leader.
It is a shame that Alara has been captured, but I do not believe that this should change our plan. It was simply her destiny.
It's also very inconvenient. That's why nobles stay at home. It's why they have to. It makes sense. It does.
I'm given to understand that there is a special exchange called a ransom that is sometimes exacted by a capturer upon a capturee.
There is a note left behind.
Look, there's a
Sorry,
note.
arrowed.
Left
arrowed.
behind, yes.
Shot
Arrowed.
against the tree where you all decided what your plans were.
Ah, fuck.
Contents of which we'll discuss next session.
They're always one step ahead. What the hell? I hate being level 3.
It's not that we're
What?
level 3, so she knows the future, God damn it!
Well, you actually can all be level 4.
Really?
Yes.
Are we leveling up?
We can
After
be
your
level
presumable long
4.
rest.
Oh my god,
They
yay!
leveled up.
I get access
You will
to
need-
more wild shape creatures at level 4.
I forgot what I got. For.
I get more spells.
Jamie, what about me?
We'll talk about you.
Oh.
You become
No,
level
the letter-
As long as I don't go down to level 3,
Yeah,
I'm fine.
No,
You can become
The-
level
the-
4 if you want.
the letter. This one is from Nalaska.
actively.
Actually, from Nalaska.
Go on,
No, I
read it
want to know
out.
what. Tell us.
Yeah, read it.
Read
Read
it
it dramatically.
I want to spend the week thinking about it.
To the honourable rejects.
How dare!
That's our group name. He's just named us.
Oh my god, honorable rejects,
Honorable-
let's go!
I hope you've learned your lesson.
I've learned nothing.
Fuck off.
Does it say comma bitch? Bitches.
No? Kind regards. Nalaska.
Okay, but you know, email etiquette, he said kind regards, which means that we're
Oh, it's
still
fine.
okay. If it was just
still fine,
regards,
yeah.
then he's pissed. So we can still become
Best,
friends with
full
him.
stop.
Hey, what do you mean? I sign all of my emails regards.
Regards means you're fucking pissed with them.
I mean, I guess that's relevant.
Well, you are, so.
Yo, we fucked up.
I want to save her, but my character would absolutely give 0 fucks about this game.
I can't read, so unless you guys are reading this out to me.
Yeah. Mercy reads this out.
Okay, good. Oh my god.
Oh. No, that's me.
What?
What?
I was gonna say maybe the other group would do better, but that's, you know.
You can't say that!
Malik is not a fucking liability. That's not fair. That's
Yeah,
not
they
an
have a man advantage.
That's not an accurate comparison.
Sorry.
If they win, I'm gonna point a finger squarely at fucking Alara Aluminum.
You guys, with your first encounter, you understand slightly more about Razor. Maybe he's telling the truth. Perhaps what you're up against. But some hints of a plan. You know maybe what Razor's after. Maybe where it is.
When you say that, Jamie,
Yeah.
is that the DM thinking the idiot players have pieced something together? Because Clued has a theory, but I don't know if you think that we all think this, or I'm feeling nervous about saying it in public sight, in case the DM's
Why
like,
don't you
"What the
say your
fuck?"
theory in public sight? And then...
What do you know that we know that you know?
No, I just
know-
assume from my lore dumps that she's after the artifact that lets her control the weather, and she'd be digging looking for it.
And some unlikely allies that Razor may or may not have. And maybe some inter-party conflict about whether or not this is even a good idea to begin with.
Gotta save Alara, you guys!
And a missing NPC.
And Charlie! More important,
And Charlie. Very much more importantly.
We've lost
Snail is missing.
Snail in episode 6.
Saving Private Charlie.
Saving Private Charlie.
Oh my god, it's like cheese it all
Your-
over again.
We're all
Your
dead.
first,
This.
your first visit to Moonrise Towers. I mean, Wraithwater has not gone.
Hey, no spoilers. I'm not that far in the game yet. Still an X.
Everyone play Baldur's Gate 3. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching. Thanks guys, and Arvis blowing shit up. Beginning.
I'm glad you did that. I'm so glad.
catch you all later. Bye bye.
Goodbye.